Okay, and when we're talking about all this other stuff, you just raise your hand, and I'll ask, I'll call on you if you have a question. Okay? Okay, Jason. Okay, real quick. We began in the fall and winter of 2004. We had separate meetings with lots of grant residents and Valkaria residents. And there was a committee formed, and they gave the community various options to discuss or investigate. And we formed the Grant Valkaria Preservation Committee. It was a steering committee. And we had a meeting on March 30, 2005. The committee had researched and presented options, and the community chose to go ahead and pursue incorporation. There were other options such as becoming a special district, staying like we were. I forget the other. I think that was it. We could either become a special district, staying like we were, or incorporate. And they, after that, all those other options were explained, the community chose to pursue incorporation. So we went to the county commission meeting, who gave us $20,000 for a feasibility study, and the study started in June 2005. And this is a cartoon that was in the newspaper at the time, and it really hasn't changed much. Now this stuff's happening, right? Back then we were just worried that it was going to happen. Now this kind of stuff is happening. Okay. So the town had to have a charter, so we had workshops to develop that charter. That was fun, right?
Oh yeah, workshops after workshops.
Yeah, and so we had a bunch of town meetings, 200, in two places, 250 people, 50 people showed up. We discussed the charter, we discussed the feasibility study status, because it had started, and we talked about our government structure, and the community chose a strong council structure, and I think we have a picture of it later on. But so we determined, at the next meeting, we determined the council and mayoral election methods, determined number of seats, length of term, residency requirement, and compensation, and when elections would be held. We finished the charter in 2005, October. The study was completed, and we reviewed the charter with residents. Once the residents approved it, we sent it to both things to the legislature. So the charter is the constitution of the town. Once you send it to the legislature, they vote on it as a local bill, and it's presented to the legislature by our House representative, which is Ralph Poppel at the time, and it becomes law when signed by the governor, and approved by the residents in a referendum. He signs it into law, but it comes back here for a referendum, and the GDPC had to sponsor and pay for this referendum. So the charter, and it becomes a bill. I mean, you can look at it, it's in the Florida statutes. Now, it establishes at a top level how the town will be governed, gives authority to the town government, and can limit or define specific powers or special issues. And the charter can only be changed by a vote of the residents, by a referendum. So the council can't change the charter. Okay? And these are the types of things that are in the charter. Right? There's a preamble, and it says, kind of like we the people, and the powers, town government, administrator, offices, elections, financial management, all this stuff. This is what's in the charter. Okay. And again, we began in June. We met every Wednesday at the Grant Community Center. There's about 30 people that were active on this, 20 to 30 people. We divided into each article had a group that was working on it. They came back and discussed it in front of the group. The sources is we used what they call a model city charter. The National Civic League puts these out, so it gives you a framework with which to set up your charter. And so we also looked at other charters in Florida and the state statutes, and we had the charter reviewed by an independent review team. All right, so this was a steering committee. There's 10 of us, 5 women, 5 men, 5 from Grant, 5 from Valkaria. It just turned out that way. And then these were the majority of the folks that that worked on the charter. And if you look close, you'll recognize a lot of people, although they're a lot younger. Go ahead. All right, so we can amend the charter by ordinance. Majority of council must approve. And, okay, so you write an ordinance to change the charter, but it has to be submitted to the voters at the next election or special election. Or by petition, 20% of registered voters of the town. We have periodic reviews of the charter. We had it reviewed three years after we incorporated and 10 years after that. And obviously, just like any ordinance, we have 2 public hearings on amendments. And again, any changes are submitted to the voters. And they'll be put on the ballot, just like you see sometimes the county does that. You know, shall Brevard County so-and-so, and it'll be, shall the town of Valkaria change their charter to do this? And then you vote on it. Okay? All right, so this is just a picture of the town council structure. The residents are the boss. Council member and mayor, this is what we chose. Option B was strong council. Council members and mayor are at the same level. The mayor has no extra powers other than, has the same powers the council members do, 1 vote. The only thing the mayor does is run the meetings and represent the town, you know, as a figurehead. The mayor and council members hire the town administrator, and the town administrator hires all the town personnel. And I know there's a rule that council members and mayor cannot direct town personnel. The town administrator does that. So there's other options here. Can we move it down a little bit so you can see the top?
What's a town administrator?
She thinks she discovered this town like the Pilgrims landing on Plymouth Rock.
Oh, they can see it? Oh, okay.
She is full of dog shit. She's a liberal.
Okay, at the very top.
She's full of lies, every last word.
And the way this is, again, they elect
This is
the council and mayor.
sandbagging.
But the mayor,
Keep us shut.
the
Keep
mayor
us
is the one
quiet
that
so we
hires
can't
the town
talk.
administrator and town personnel. Please, Ned, get your chance to speak later. All right, so that was, I think that's, the strong mayor. So the mayor really has control. I mean, the mayor is controlling the town administrator. He controls everything. And then the option C is the super mayor. The mayor is the town administrator. And there's a town here in Brevard that does that. It's Palm Shores. Palm Shores has that kind of structure, but we don't.
They don't have streets, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one that they don't own any streets, right? Okay. All right. So again, the community chose to elect the council members at large and the mayor at large versus districts. And there's some towns that have the mayor isn't elected but selected from the council, by the council. So, but we wanted to elect the mayor and elect the council at large. That means every council member and the mayor represent everybody. They're not divvied up by districts. Okay. All right. So the elections are held in conjunction with general elections. We tried to stagger our terms so that there's always, it's every 2 years when we have elections. Elections, they're nonpartisan and at large. And an elector must be a resident of the town, meet qualifications to state of Florida, registered according to law. The town sponsors a candidate forum where the candidates are up, at a table and folks come and ask questions. We have a person from the League of Women Voters come and ask the questions. It works out really well. So again, the candidates must be residents for 2 years, and terms are for 4 years. We have staggered terms. Seats 1, 3, and 5, and the mayor are up in 2000, coming up 26, and seats 2, 4, and 6 were just elected in 2024, so they're not up again until 2028. So, and although we do keep at the bottom it says appointed, if you're appointed, then you are up for election at the next election. All right, so that's why we have 1, 3, and 5 coming up, and 1 council seat because we have an appointed member. Yes, Ned.
Okay, I actually read the town charter. It's a real page turner. Okay, every single page is another violation by the people who wrote it. Allegedly, I guess there was 3 of you. One of them doesn't choose to be here. Then we got Mr. First Town Manager over there smirking at me. Basically, what happens is the appointees only serve until somebody actually gets on the ballot to run against them. So, in essence, Mr. Brent Jackson got in uncontested at the last election. So he should be, I mean, in theory, till 2028. But my findings say that if somebody gets the 46 signatures and surpasses the minefield that they're going to put in front of us, which we know is going to happen, and they get in there on August 3rd, then Mr. Jackson's on the ballot. So you got 6 up for re-election this November.
Yeah, you have 5.
Well, that's not what the town charter says. I have it right here.
Well, we've read it.
Well, I've read it a lot too. Surprise, surprise.
We don't, okay,
Don't.
I'm sorry. but
2.05 of the Grand Valkaria Charter states that any person appointed to council to fill a vacancy shall hold office until the next election,
And that's what Rick's doing.
which is the contested election. Because there's another article in there that says that this person, if there's nobody who runs against you, it's an automatic forfeiture. So you automatically get to assume that seat. But when somebody runs, the appointees are in that election. Doesn't matter when they got appointed, if it's Mr. Tom Salmon. The due election process requires for an appointed person to run against somebody from the community who got the 46 signatures, who got on the ballot.
Seats 1, 3, and 5 in the mayor are up for election. 2, 4, and 6 are in 2048. 28.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna hold on that long?
Okay, so that's the way it
Democrats
works.
don't rule this town. You're
Okay, that's the way it
25%.
works. All right, Ned, thank you. All right, and this is just a timeline. It took us about 2 years, and it was a lot of work, and it was a good experience, though. Okay. All right, this was the first council. Dan and there's Jason. He was on the council, and that was our first town hall. It was not real pretty, but we tried to do the best we could.
We made curtains for the window.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, now, this is, I know we talked about the comprehensive plan. I just wanted to show you that we had 1 or 2 meetings like this where we invited it was a council meeting, that you see Mary Yonce there in the council, but we invited the community to come and look at all the future land use maps and help us determine how we wanted to plan out the town. So I just wanted to show you all that it was not just these people up here or whoever was up here.
We did that planning and zoning before that. We did it there too, but you remember?
Yeah, but it was after.
Community center was before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before this. Before it came to the council, we had the planning and zoning board went through all the charter stuff. And we had Miller Lane was a law firm that worked with us to go through it all. And we did it at that for years and months and weeks and days. And we brought it to the people, and we had maps and everything set up at the community center. And then when we finished it, it came to the town council, and that's where the town council did it, and they did the same thing that we did at the community center, because I went through it twice. Because I was in the planning and zoning board when we did it, and then I was on the council when we did it again. So this is the second time we did the same thing, and all the people came and looked at everything again and said, this is what we want. And any changes, we made them then.
Would I be with the planning and zoning? Something recently came up with the train that the stops, and it keeps Crystal Bay from getting emergency services.
We have absolutely no control over the railroad.
Planning and zoning said no.
We have no control over the railroad. If the railroad decides that they want to do something, they can do it. If they want to close the road where the railroad tracks are, they can close the road. We can't stop them. We can't do anything. You know what they told us? You don't like it, build a bridge over the railroad tracks.
Oh boy.
Right. So they don't care. And we pay to fix the railroad tracks. When they come in and make a repair on the railroad tracks, they hand us a bill. And you're talking
Jeez.
$10,000 and $20,000 or more now that there's 2 tracks. And we have to pay it. If we don't pay it, they'll close the road. And we have to go around because they own that land. The railroad owns the land. They have domain over that. Anywhere where the tracks are, the law doesn't even have. The railroad police have the control of that. You get caught on them tracks, the railroad cop could beat the hell out of you.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, all right,
I'll
let's-
make
let's
sure
continue
not to
get
go
this-
there then.
Let's finish this, okay. All right, so just to show you that the community was very much involved in developing the comprehensive plan, which is required by state law. Every city has one, and it shows how you're going to develop the town, okay? Like I said, we finalized it in 2011 and defines how the town will address various elements. It's not just future land use, it's all this other stuff, conservation, coastal management, recreation, but, the one that deals with the zoning and the land use is the future land use element, okay? So this is kind of our starting point when we planned the town. That's what we did. Every lot in this town is assigned a land use and a zoning category, okay? All right, go ahead. All right, so the future land use elements in that document, we define residential properties, or residential category, commercial, industrial, conservation, public, and recreation. And the highest density residential that we have is 4 dwellings per acre. Okay, so that's a quarter acre or townhouses or something, but that is the highest density that we have. And the majority of our lots in here are 1.25 acres, and that's what you have to have 1.25 acres to build in town. Okay, then we have 2 types of, this is future land use, not zoning. So we have 2 types of commercial, a local and a village. One of the village is higher intensity than the local. I believe that's right, yeah. And then we have industrial. We have an area for a planned industrial park. Conservation, we have public. Obviously we have eels. And I don't know if we have any private conservation, but we don't have any public lands, I don't think, unless you want to talk about eels. And recreation, which is parks and rec and things like that. So those are the land uses that we'll have in the town, and they're all required. We didn't make these up. These are required by the state law to be included in this document. Okay. All right, and these are just pictures. They're over here. Huh? Sure. Yeah.
One of the things regarding the future land use maps, because I was here when we were working on those, we did everything we could to mirror what the county already had approved. And that reason for that was so that we were not going to take away the rights that you currently had when you were unincorporated county. So if you had a commercial land use in the county, chances are you have commercial land use in the town. That way you weren't taking away, and that was one of the key things the council stressed, is by incorporating, they did not want to take away any rights that they had when they were in the unincorporated county. That way, as the town developed, the residents could say, we don't like this, we don't like that, and they can make changes. It's exactly what they did this past year when everything came up with that gas station on Grant Road, and the only zoning category for that particular commercial land use was BU1A. Well, they ended up taking gas stations and convenience stores out of BU1A because that's what the residents wanted. So the council did everything they could when they incorporated to make sure you maintained what you currently had in the unincorporated. And then as time went by, they made changes. We got rid of a lot of things that was in the zoning. I mean, they had zoning categories in the county up to 30 units an acre.
Jason, go to the next slide because we talk about zoning in the next slide. Right, so what Rick's talking about in these zoning categories, the BU1A, this is the next level down from the comprehensive plan. Then in each land use category, like we have different zoning categories. Residential has 4 or 5, commercial, local commercial, which is the lowest intensity commercial, only has 1, BU1A, and that's the one that we changed recently.
Changed because of the residents' request.
Right. Yes, Ned?
So I hate reading. I absolutely hate it. I don't like education at all. But what I did do is I read all of the notes of your little meetings, and I found out how you squirreled in the gas station under the will of the people. The first thing in the town charter says that the people rule this town. Now, on July 7th, you had a private meeting with a magistrate without any public recognition whatsoever and not telling anybody. Now, I went to every damn town meeting that there was to fight that gas station. I had every neighbor that we had here, hundreds of people. There wasn't room for parking. We were here speaking out against the blasted gas station. And you did a secret meeting with the magistrate, July 7th, I believe it was, and you met with them in private, the unelected, the weirdos, the liberal freak show that's up there. And you shoehorn that right past
Okay,
us.
all right. Okay. All right.
That's enough, man.
Oh, you're gonna drag me out of here? I'm not allowed to speak? It's called freedom of speech. This is America. I'm sorry, my granddad did fight in 2 wars. He
All
fought in
right,
World
Ned,
War
please,
II and
please.
in Korea.
Please, everybody, please. All right.
let 'em.
Now, just to clarify,
The secret meeting.
it was not secret. It was because it was dealing with,
Mahesh Shah.
no, because it was dealing, I can't even talk, with attorneys, right, with attorneys and lawsuits, and it has to be confidential, okay? We weren't even here. We did not attend that meeting.
Good Lord.
Our clerk couldn't attend the meeting. It was just the lawyers, okay, from both sides. So they went back and forth, they mediated. Okay, one lawyer said, well, these guys want this, and they said, well, if you do this, then we'll do this, and they came up with a solution. We were not there.
The solution is we already voted. We voted on February the 11th. You had everybody came down here and we voiced our opinion.
They cannot put a gas station on that piece of property, period. The end. They cannot.
It can't happen.
For $1 million?
B1A does no longer have gas stations.
What's worth $1 million? What's worth $1 million to put there? 7-Eleven?
I don't think
it's a
convenience stores were
stores
taken
are
out as well.
out.
It was
Convenience
taken
stores-
out of the zoning.
Mahesh Shah makes gas stations.
He also has Starbucks. He sat here and told us. He
God,
has
I
all
hope
kinds
not.
of other stuff. He's got all kinds of other businesses that he runs. It's not just.
I can't wait to meet him in person.
Okay.
Fine.
Did you have something?
Yes. Rick,
Yes.
those properties before reincorporated were zoned what?
I'm talking future land
Please
use.
answer the question.
There'd be,
You know the
probably
answer.
AU.
They were AU.
Yeah.
They were AU after reincorporated.
Yeah.
And what did you all vote for? BU1A.
They were allowed to change it.
Wait a minute,
The
wait a
residents
minute.
use
No,
their own
Andrew,
words.
please, 1 minute. What was their future land use? That's the Bible.
Yeah.
And the future land use in the county was commercial. And the future land use that was adopted was commercial. So they had every right in this world to request BU1A because they had
You're gonna use
local
your own words.
commercial land use.
I'm gonna use your own words, right? The residents made a decision. You had overwhelming number of people in the town telling you not to do it. That was AU before in the county, right? There's no inherent right for rezoning.
Yes, there is.
No, there is
When
not.
you have a future land use, you need to learn the state statutes regarding future land use.
Right.
Because if you have
There
a
is
future
no
land use
requirement for the
of
council
local
to.
commercial, you have an obligation to, if they request it, to rezone it.
Rick, were you?
Or you can go to court and lose that battle.
Rick, were you voted by the residents of this town to sit in that position? You were not. You were appointed.
I was
Right.
appointed.
Appointed by
Right.
representatives of the town.
Okay, most of you have never had any number of ballots cast for you, but we'll ignore that for a second. Hold on a second.
How much experience do you have in future land use and zoning? Just curiosity.
What was that?
How much experience do you personally have in future land use and
We've been
zoning?
here since the beginning, right? We've dealt with this
No, how
problem
much
since the beginning.
have you had experience-wise dealing with this subject matter? Because I've got 28 years of experience doing it.
Sure.
And I'm telling you, if you have local commercial land use, that's the Bible, and you have every right in the world to request a change
Sure,
of
they can
zoning.
request it. Nobody's denying them a
And
request.
the
problem is
town
that
will
you
be
approve it.
sued if
Sure.
they don't grant it.
Listen.
And then they'll get it, and
You
we
let
get
the
to pay
lawyers,
attorney
you
fees and
let the
everything.
lawyers cow you,
Could you
and
turn
you
the
all
volume
voted
down
for
on it,
this.
Please, it's too loud. It's too loud. Could you turn the volume down just a little bit?
Step back a little.
How much construction experience do you have?
Got tons?
I've been working in construction all my life.
Now it's
I've
too
been
loud.
project manager
Yeah, I can't hear.
all my life. Right?
Good.
Sure.
I'm 85 years old, and I've been through this. I sat on that side
Uh-huh.
as well as I sit on this side.
Yeah.
Because I've been to all these meetings on that side. And what they're saying, had to face this before, what I'm saying, they're saying it's true. If they wanna make that change.
They
and
can
the
make
state
any
says
request
that
they
they're
want.
allowed to make that change, you cannot deny it. You cannot deny it. And I have been sitting there and have had
It's-
to walk away from it.
There's tons of legal precedent. You know it was just done in Fort Pierce, it was denied. You let those lawyers cow you. You let Shaw come up here and threaten, and you folded, period.
I don't even know
That's
who
not
Shaw
true.
is.
Okay.
You don't know
You
who
don't
Mike Shaw
know.
is?
Absolutely. I wouldn't know him if I fell over.
You let
Jesus.
Summit and Mike come in here, yeah, they came in here and cowed you. I mean, period. They threatened you.
Nobody threatened me.
All right, okay,
Nobody
that's enough.
threatened
All
me.
right.
Somebody would
All right,
threaten
all
me.
right,
I don't have a
okay,
handful.
okay. Thank you, Ben.
Don't threaten me.
Anderson.
Foxy boy, that was good.
Okay, I want to explain, I'll try this one more time. The comprehensive plan lays out those types of land uses, residential, local commercial, village commercial, industrial, okay? Within each of those categories, and this is a plan, it's a plan for the town. So the community planned for where these types of activities are gonna happen. It's the plan, and it's the plan that the state requires, and they require you to follow it. And then under those categories, under those land use categories are zoning categories. If your land is categorized as local commercial, you can request a BU1A change. If it's currently AU, you can request to change it to BU1A. And because it's in our plan, that you can do that. All right, then we have to allow them. The same thing, if you have a residential AU and you want to go to RR1, we let them, because it's in that land use.
You know, the other thing is, if that same person that has local commercial came in here and said, well, gee, I want something in BU2, our heaviest commercial, then we have every right in the world to say no, because it's not in local commercial, it's in village commercial. If they came in and said, gee, I want to put an industrial plant on the corner of Grant and Babcock, we can say no, because industrial doesn't go in local commercial. BU1A is the only zoning category that can be asked for and would have to be granted, because it's the only one. It's the only one in that land use. It has to be granted.
So, may I speak? I'm trying to be real nice. So we're talking about, like, let's say Big Dogs own that lot on the corner. Big Dogs Barbecue says, hey, we want to expand. We want to put a Big Dogs Barbecue restaurant on the corner. We're going to have live music. We're going to have a little bar there. We're going to have a little tiki hut, everything. Then the town would probably be uproariously behind that. Everybody loves Big Dogs Barbecue. We're talking about Mahesh Shah, and don't pretend. Not one of you should pretend that you don't know who that man is because he was in here talking to you, and if you don't know who's coming through this door talking to you up there, then you don't belong in public service up there because your memory is shot or your brain has gone dead. Now, no, if you don't know who Mahesh Shah is, he's a bully. He's over in Palm Bay taking everything over. He's speaking against Palm Bay council members. He's buying up all the land. And do you know, he is the man who owns the gas station on the end of Valkaria Road that wants the right of way. So don't pretend. Don't pretend and lie to us that you don't know who this man is. He's a tyrant. He's a bad man. He's from this gas station conglomerate, and he's trying to turn our wilderness into a giant, stupid Palm Bay ghetto, the whole point of moving to this town is because we had a strong town charter. You don't abide by it. You don't listen to it. You don't read it. None of you know it. None of you even give a crap. This guy over here tells me he doesn't even read the agenda for the meetings.
All right, Ned, are you, all right? Yes.
Jason, do you have what categories fall under BU1A available?
Could you guys use your microphones when you talk, please? Thank you.
It should be all the way down, button. There you go.
Okay, so if you can list, let me clarify a little bit. If you can list, okay, because BU1A,
What's allowed in it?
what's allowed in it?
We'll look it up. And that is, that's in the town code. I'm not sure, I don't know if restaurants are allowed. If they are, there's probably restrictions. Yeah,
This is a hypothetical.
There was a comment made earlier about how
Yeah, this is
we
solved.
we had to allow them to go to BU1A from AU. But what's going to stop the BU1A from coming and saying, now I'd like to make it BU2? You said that we would.
we can't
Well,
do it.
why did we have to approve it the one time, but now we have the
Because
right
it was
to not?
planned that way, because it was in the comp plan that they're
It's in the
allowed
local
to have it.
That's the only zoning category allowed in local commercial land use properties. That is a local commercial land use property. He was given BU1A because that's the only one that he's permitted to ask for.
In that future land use
Yes.
space.
In that category.
Right,
So if
right.
he comes in tomorrow and puts in paperwork to change it from BU1A to BU2 or BU1, I almost guarantee you, without taking a poll, that would be turned down unanimously because it doesn't fit the future land use. You would have to go through a future land use change. That's a public hearing process. And then if you got the future land use change, then you could, possibly give it to them. But if they just asked for the zoning change, the answer would be no, it doesn't fit the category.
And we have that situation here. Some folks came and asked, they wanted to put a storage facility on this Grant Road, right? Yeah. What? Babcock. Right, and it wasn't in the correct land use, so we told them, no, you can't do it, and they went away. But, so that's happened before. Go ahead, please.
I think the thing that's being missed here is the fact that the future land use map was done in 2005, 2007, and it specifically states that those properties along Babcock can be converted to BU1A.
But my property can't.
No, I couldn't go in and request it. You can't request it for yours.
You can request it, but it doesn't have
It's not on the
to
future land use map. It was never designed to go to BU2 or anything else.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
It's not
Don't you
planned.
say that you have to readdress it though and redo it all? I mean, I've heard
We look, I think the staff looks at it, and if there's anything that needs to be updated according to new laws or anything like that, we change it. Now, folks can come in here and ask for a change to our comprehensive plan, like Rick was saying. We can ask that, but I'll tell you what, I know I will never vote to change that comprehensive
We're
plan.
under no obligation to
You don't have to, because that is what the folks want, that's the way we think the town should progress, and we're not changing it. And that's what happened with these folks that came in asking for the storage facility. And they had all kinds of reasons why it was gonna be great. Well, we said, no, it doesn't, it was on Babcock, but it was I think storage, what are they considered, Rick?
probably all storage would be
BU2?
industrial or BU2.
BU2, with high intensity commercial, and we had none of that on Babcock. all the commercial we have on there is low intensity. There might be one BU2 at the very north end, I don't know. But we have done that before, because that's our plan. It's our, kind of like Rick said, it's our Bible. That's the way the folks wanted the town to grow. When it's gonna grow, this is what's gonna grow. Yeah, Chris?
The other point too is the fact that when it was incorporated and you built the future land use maps, the state dictated that you had to have BU availability in the city.
Yes.
Yes.
So
You have to
they
have
had
commercial.
to name some property is eligible for.
Did it on the outskirts.
Right, we did it on Babcock and US 1. It's the only place where there's commercial. And Chris is right, the state mandates that you have commercial land use in your town. You have to have it. And plus, we had it already, from the county, so we weren't gonna get rid of it.
So what was the point of voting twice on it? You dragged it out, you sandbagged it. The first vote was in November, it went through December, it went through January, it went through February, you voted it down. We did not want it. Now I'm seeing this garbage up here that says Arts and Goods Bric-a-Brac Shop, Artist Studio, Bakery Sales. No, I told my neighbor about this, he don't like these meetings. He says, it's a doggy grooming parlors. You know what he said? I said, it's $1 million property. He said, they're going to have to groom a lot of dogs.
Thank you, Ned.
So what exactly is your point?
It's that you're full of, you know what, and Democrat, what comes out of donkey on the other end.
All right, Ned.
Yeah, that's what you're full of.
Listen, Ned, I'm sick and tired of you.
I know you are.
right,
You
they
should
right.
be. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Well, you won't
should
be much longer.
Oh, I won't be. That's a threat. I won't be allowed in the public to talk my mind and speak my name
I've heard it.
with the Constitution.
Lisette, give him the gavel one more time, one more outburst.
Now you're gonna take me out of a public meeting.
Yes.
Ned, hey,
You're already getting sued.
Ned, listen, Ned. Hey, Ned, I know you're passionate, but you can.
I'm not
you can be
passionate. I'm
polite.
pissed.
You can be polite about it. You don't have to berate people.
I didn't berate nobody.
Yeah, you are.
What did I say?
Just be polite. You get passionate, and you get on a rant, and then you start losing
Who
your mind
wouldn't?
a little bit.
Who wouldn't? No, I'm not losing my mind. That's a besmirchment.
Okay.
I can say a lot of things about you.
Ned,
So
Ned.
I said that to you. That you got upset about that, right?
I haven't said nothing about you yet.
So just calm down.
I left you alone.
Please, all right. Is there any, Chris, did you have anything else? Okay. All right. Okay, this is the types of things that were allowed. This is what Brent asked to see. Types of things that are allowed in BU1A. And this is things that are made, the county generated this list. Okay, so we took some stuff out of there.
You're limiting a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we took some stuff
A lot
out
of
of there.
stuff that we didn't want
But,
in there.
yeah, but this is stuff that the county, and the way they generated this list, I think, is if somebody wants one of these things, they put it in there if they allow it, I think. So, there's nothing in there that's awful, all right? We tried to keep it as low intensity as we could. Anyway, I think that was all I had, and then we asked Jessica to, the other night we had a discussion on impact fees, how those worked and where those came from, where they went. So Jessica put something together for us.
Impact fees. What's that?
They charge people money when they fill in the wetlands.
So this is in regards to impact fees. I know at the last meeting we had a couple of questions about transportation impact fees and what they're used for specifically. Impact fees are a one-time fee that is typically collected prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy during the building permit process. Impact fees are assessed when new homes and new businesses are built or when an existing business is expanded. Commercial and residential impact fees help to ensure that existing residents will not bear the cost of new facilities and services necessary to support new development. There's different types of impact fees. Brevard County collects the following types of impact fees. They collect correctional, educational, EMS, fire rescue, library, solid waste for unincorporated areas, and transportation. Brevard County does collect the town's transportation impact fees through an interlocal agreement that was established in 2015. All other impact fees are retained and utilized by Brevard County. So this is the fee schedule that's currently in effect, from January 2nd, 2017. So this is for each, new home. So if a single-family home was built, they would have to pay $9,838.06 in total impact fees. The transportation portion is $4,353.
And Jessica, those funds that are collected can only be used for certain things, right?
That's correct. Yes, they are restricted for that use only. So transportation impact fees are only used for transportation. Same with fire rescue, emergency medical services, correctional facilities, and so on. Okay, so transportation impact fees, which is what the county collects for the town, they're collected by Brevard County through an interlocal agreement for the town. It shall immediately be deposited in a transportation impact fee fund established for Grant Valkaria. When the town does find a project that fits the requirement for utilizing transportation impact fees, we must submit the project to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee. Once the committee makes its recommendation, it then goes to the Board of County Commissioners, who will appropriate the transportation fees to eligible projects and then transfer the funds to the town for expenditure.
So when we want to build roads.
Yes, so what can transportation impact fees be used for? They can be used for new road construction, paving dirt roads to mitigate the impact of new development, road expansion, which is widening roads or adding lanes, new sidewalks, capital facilities, acquiring land or constructing improvement for the transportation system. So if you had to purchase land in order to widen the road, you could use transportation impact fees for that purpose. They cannot be used for maintenance and repair, so filling potholes, repaving, that kind of thing. They cannot be used for existing debt, paying off past infrastructure projects, or existing maintenance of drainage systems or new standalone drainage systems. So just key points for transportation impact fees. Only funds new infrastructure necessary due to growth, cannot be used for repairs or maintenance. It's a one-time fee assessed to new construction and cannot be paid off existing debt. And that's it. So that's
Any questions on that?
It's been brought to my attention that you guys are charging something called wetlands impact fees on people. Well, there's a case in federal court going on right now about it where several of you guys are getting sued, and including the town, for rerouting historical drainage and flooding people's properties and putting them underwater so that you can charge those impact. Well, you'll be in federal court and you can fight against the magistrate about it. But I'm here for the people.
Okay, and please, any questions?
Shuckle all you want. You'll see it in court.
Okay, all right, now.
Including you, Rick.
We're going to open this up for questions, okay? Please raise your hand, and I'll call on you, and you come up here and ask a question, okay? Anybody? Ron, I knew you were waiting.
I was waiting. Although I gotta say,
Ask
a
about
lot of my
Farnham.
questions were already answered
Oh,
from
that's
what
good.
I heard.
That's good.
And I want to thank everyone for doing this meeting, because I know I've been asking for it since 10 months. And when I downloaded the agenda today, I told Jessica I went to save it, and the name description in the PFD was mallet-R. So I actually made it within the town data system without even asking. I am now mallet-R meeting. So,
It wasn't labeled that way in my system.
It wasn't? No.
It was not, no.
Somehow I ended up on
I
mine.
know.
And I brought stuff, and as we spoke last time, I was expecting a much earlier notice. It didn't show up till last Thursday. This first notice for this meeting showed up publicly last, when's the meeting? Thursday. So, we've known about it for 2.5 months. We've done monthly blasts through the email system, monthly blast updates on the website. We do the, where is it here? How much I try to organize. Oh. We all get these, right? A lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
No mention of the meeting. I probably noticed half the people in this room over the last few days, and a reminder again today to come. A lot of people didn't know. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. Basically, I came here to get a lot of these things out. And I am recording, by the way. I brought my iPad here. And one thing, I came here early to set it up to see what the angle was, and I spoke with Jessica about it. I feel like we all need to really be more aware of the sound. I've been talking with different people who do broadcasts for government agencies everywhere. And I've been told the hardest thing is going to be getting the sound, not the video. It's getting a wide picture of the view, you're not going to see a lot. But these microphones, and I brought it up before, and people sometimes make comments. You sit back here, you don't hear it. If you sit here, it's real loud. So there's a 8-inch area. If you have the mic set up where it's far away from you, unless you plan on putting the button on and leaning over to talk to it, it's not going to work. If you sit back in your chair and you don't put the button, it definitely don't work. And if you push the button and you still sit back, it definitely don't work. So if everyone could get used to, and it'll show on the recordings. When you'll get in recordings, you just won't be able to hear certain people. Certain are coming through loud. Sometimes it gets too loud. But that's eating the mic. Find where your personality is, how you talk, where the right distance is. And a lot of times you don't hear it up there. I was showing Jessica walking in here, came early today. You have no speakers over the altar. I don't know what you call it. Yeah. So you don't really hear a lot of time if you're even coming through. We have speakers back here down on our heads. So it's not done on purpose. You might not even be aware sometimes that you're not coming through loud because you don't have any kind of monitor system of what's coming through the sound up there. But I did print out enough to hand to everybody, and I haven't, it's been pretty quick, so I haven't had time, like a lot of the stuff has been answered already. And I started easy. It gets a little tougher at the end. But, you know, like the first question was, who's a designated moderator at this meeting, regular town meetings? I guess would be you, right? The mayor. How does the agenda allow for a person to provide a presentation allowing a longer time slot? And I was worried asking that about this meeting, but it's a little looser, which is why I wanted this instead of working on a 5-minute clock. Because some things you got to talk a while. And by other people talking and you talking to answer, I got a lot of my questions answered.
Oh.
So, and my famous question here, what's the procedure to establish and install a video recording service for the town meetings for public broadcast? I've done a lot of homework on it, a lot. Reading, phone calls. I used to do video production 20 years ago when you used tapes. I still have a bunch of antiquated gear at my house. I could help, I could advise, and it's, money is not an excuse any longer. It's actually free.
Let me stop you. We're in throes.
Microphone.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Because I can't hear it at all.
Yeah.
We're in throes of a government trying to stop us, take away all our tax base. If we don't have a tax base, we've got to cut everything. We're going to cut lawn cutting, we're going to cut ditch cut. That television thing will be one of the last things that we'll put up until after we find out whether or not we're going to have the tax revenue to do it. As it stands now, if we won't have the tax revenue, if they cancel all the property taxes, we won't have that revenue.
I have that added somewhere in one of my question sheets, but that was an extremely weak answer. And I'm not getting on you personally, but as I said before, you answered.
I've been following this. You haven't been following what the state is doing.
I do.
Well, the state is trying to eliminate towns. You realize that? Do you realize that the state of Florida wants to eliminate this town? That they're trying to become house rule, no longer town rule. They want to take all your rights away from you and have meetings only in the county. So there is no town anymore. That's probably behind the whole thing.
I follow the
reasons.
subject daily. I
That's
follow
one
it
of the reasons.
daily. I
That's
get
one
my
of the reasons.
information from many places.
Let him ask the question.
And it's not fair to you to sit there representing our town with this attitude, I feel. It really isn't. A lot of people don't feel that way. And there's no reason that you can sit down and say that factual stuff because I follow it daily. There's no plan out there right yet. There are 0 plans out there. There's a bunch of them. And the way it's set up, realistically, whether it's a political game or not, it might not pass anyway. So to sit back here and use the fact that we can't spend $109 a month, is what it costs, to broadcast our town meetings to a personal server, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time, that could be there forever. It doesn't have anything to do with archives, it doesn't have anything with the minutes. As long as the minutes are written down manually, we have no obligation of holding this forever.
We do though, we do. Right, Jessica?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Are you gonna still take minutes?
Yep.
Look into it.
Okay.
I did a lot of work on it.
Okay, great.
All right.
I'll look into it for sure.
If you have minutes, manually taken minutes, you are not legally obliged to hold them. Many towns video and record meetings and then later take the minutes off the recordings, audio or the video. And then they throw away the tape. And that's done by the town. That's the way they do it. You're not obliged, as long as you have minutes. Minutes need to be archived forever.
Right, well, Jessica is our documents
Okay.
professional, so she's gonna look into it.
But if it gets to a point, I mean, it'd be hard to right now sit back and tell you the work I did and where I got my facts from. But what would be the procedure to get this done?
I guess you can bring it to staff.
You bring it to council, and I work direction to council.
Okay, all right. Then, I guess, yeah, if you would like to, you said you would like to make a presentation a little bit longer than 5 minutes, you can certainly request to be put on the agenda.
Yep, yeah, you would request to be on the agenda as a presentation.
Presentation,
And
right.
then you
You
can
didn't
have however long it takes.
It would be 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is typically for
10 minutes,
Yes.
All right,
Okay. Does the town election require candidates to apply for the seat or position they are running for?
no, except the mayor.
The mayor. So when you go, you don't have to run against the seat, you just go in there, you tally
That
the
large.
votes.
Right,
and you
the
just
top, the top vote getters are.
How do you decide which one goes to which seat? Is it relative? It don't really matter.
We decided that, when we first started,
Most votes went to seat 1.
The most- that's
Those votes
right.
got seat 1,
Right.
and then.
Okay, now, and according earlier
That was
came up.
on the, that was with the original
council.
The original town vote.
Earlier, they were talking about which seats are available, and you said 3 plus the mayor. According to the Brevard County Elections Commission, there's 4.
Right, because we have an appointed,
So there is 4. We kept saying 3 plus the
3
mayor.
plus the mayor, yes, 4.
No, there's 4 plus the mayor.
Well,
Well,
okay,
there
yes,
is
there
this
is.
time.
This
There
time
is
there
this
is.
time. 4
Okay,
seats.
this time there is 4 plus the mayor.
4 plus
4
the mayor.
regularly elected, and then 1 appointed person that has to run again.
No, 3 regularly elected, the
Yeah,
mayor
that's 4.
plus 1 appointed.
Right, that's 5.
4 seats plus the mayor. Okay, we kept saying 3 earlier.
Well, that's what we normally have, is 3. If we hadn't had an appointed seat, then we have 3 seats and the mayor.
Right, this election is 4.
Yes.
What methods are used to notice the public of town meetings and functions?
Newsletter, emails, if you're on the news channel.
Yep, so we do news channel, it's posted on the kiosk in the park here, and then it's posted on our website.
And also, there's a list of people that get agendas, correct?
There is, yes, you can also request to
You can
get
request
the
to-
agenda or the full agenda packet, which I send out on a Thursday before the meeting.
Because the link's usually embedded sometimes in the
Yeah,
email.
and that usually is news channel, and that just shows the agenda itself.
Yeah, but you can get on a list, anybody can be on that list, and Jessica will send you the agenda or the agenda package, which is all the stuff we
Right,
get.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on it, but I'm just,
Okay.
I'm asking some of these questions
So that
the room
everybody
can hear.
knows, that's right, yes.
Where does Florida Today newspaper come in?
I guess we just use them to advertise rezonings and?
Correct, yeah, we don't advertise our meetings in Florida Today.
No.
But legal proceedings that are gonna be judged on, but those aren't advertised in the emails or in the newspaper?
What do you mean legal proceedings?
Like if you're gonna make a change to a charter, or which you don't do,
Yeah.
or something.
Those are public hearings, so
Okay,
that they're
public
Correct,
placed
yeah,
on
so
the
if it's a
agenda.
public hearing, like a rezoning or a comp plan change or a variance or bid or anything like that, then that's when it gets advertised either in Florida Today or on Brevard County's website, depending on how much
Brevard
it is.
County has it, all right.
Yes.
I guess I could call that what, legal notices or
Oh,
something
yes,
like that?
right, legal notices, yeah. And they'll have a map, they'll show a map of the area being rezoned.
Yes, for rezoning, they do a display.
That's in the newspaper.
Where can the public find out what the official zoning is on a piece of property in Grand Valkaria?
Come to town hall.
There's no
Currently,
map?
Not yet.
not yet, everything's still PDFs and files on that. We are in the process with our engineering firm, they're going to GIS, so you will be able to link to it on there, you click on a lot, and then it'll take you to that zoning section. So
Yeah, because I called the town, the county today.
Yeah.
They don't keep track of it. They
Not us, no.
no, and they have, what I kept thinking was zoning, but as he instructed, it's called property use. If you look at it, which is like a code, but it's not the zone. Okay.
But you can find out, the county zoning map is online, right?
Yes. Yeah, for county properties, but they don't
Right.
cover.
They don't cover us, no. They kicked us out.
Is there an anticipated time when this might happen?
It takes, it's difficult.
It's in the process, the engineer actually stopped by today, and he's wanting another meeting for it, but it is in process.
Because 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years, when I built here, I came in to meet you, was looking for some documents for my job. And at that time, it was in a file, and you said you were in the process of
Still in the process.
7 years ago.
Yeah, stuff takes time.
All right.
Well, it took us how long to get our code into Muni code, right? I mean, almost 20 years.
What, 7 years?
Yeah.
How long did we work on it? 5 years?
Yeah, something like 7 years.
7 years to get through it all.
Is there a place to see the town charter online?
Yes, I think the website.
I went through that so much today. and I
Our
couldn't
town
find it.
charter is currently not online.
Oh, it's not?
Just our town code.
How do we get it?
You can request it, you can,
The complete
yeah.
charter, like you'd send a link, or
I would
I
send
don't
you
know.
the
you
PDF.
print them?
Whatever format you would like, I can print it, I can email it over to you. I can put it on
How many
flash
pages is
drive.
it?
It's great.
I'm not sure, probably 30 something maybe.
Oh, really? It's all there?
Yeah.
I thought it would be a telephone book. Okay. I went through the whole website today and I couldn't find, I found,
I thought there was a link to it, no?
I always thought there was too.
There was a link to it, but we had to remove it because of the ADA requirements.
Oh, okay, see,
Yeah, it was
I knew there
originally
was.
talked about when we did Unicode with our LDRs, but
Would there be a chance to have a meeting similar to this, which wasn't a regular agenda meeting, where we went over the budget line by line?
We have 2 workshops for budgets, and they're public hearings,
And you
yeah.
go line by line.
Yeah, line by
Yeah,
line,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't.
2 of them, yeah, we have 2.
Because I look at it and there's a lot of slang and abbreviations that the general public wouldn't really know. And some of it seems like duplicated somewhere. And I'm sure it's going to different places, different
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
different jobs.
because we have a building department and then just our general staff, and they're divided, so it does repeat.
What's it mean when you're looking on a website that says bids are closed? Like you'll have awarded, and sometimes it says closed.
usually that means that either nobody bid on the project. That's typically what it means, is that nobody bid on the project, which does happen. If it says awarded, it's been awarded. If it does say closed, sometimes that means that it's waiting to be awarded, like it's about to be on the agenda to be discussed by the town council.
Or also, you give them a deadline to
Correct,
submit their
yes.
bids, and, maybe that.
And once the deadline hits,
You
then
stop
the bid is
receiving
closed.
bids.
Right.
Correct,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't change until it's awarded,
what
and then
is
if it's not
scratch my arm
awarded,
on?
then.
Right.
I heard a
Just
while
noticed
back that you had a audit by Doge.
Yeah.
The town?
Yeah.
Where is that? How is that received, like the public? Do they have access to it? Do you guys get it?
Just Jessica got it, right? Jessica did it, she reported.
It's They just request certain
Information.
information from us and we just send it to them and they review it.
Hey, Jason, we can't hear you.
They just submitted, or they just asked us for information, certain information that we submitted back to them, we haven't heard back.
Yeah, all right, so it might be underway on their end.
I don't know, what about potholes? I wanna know about these potholes. How do you get
Well,
rid of
hold
those?
on, we'll give you a chance so I can finish, okay? You can come up.
I was teasing.
Is there a master list of all the committees, groups, organizations that the town's affiliated with provides financial assistance? Like sometimes they'll give something away, it might be what do you call it, grant, it'll be something for a college fund, they'll give people.
The town doesn't do that.
No, not affiliated with any groups, no financials go out.
No, we don't give anybody any charity money. No, the town does not.
And I know you have like this group here, then you have a planning and zoning committee, then you have like a trailways and.
Trails and greenways. Trails and greenways, well, both of them are advisory committees, right? The P&Z is an advisory, and so is the Trails and Greenways also advisory. They come up with ideas and they come and present them to us, and then we decide whether we want to do it or not.
Is that what planning and zoning is too?
No, they actually review a rezoning or not variances, no, but rezonings. They'll review it as if they were the council, and then they give us a recommendation, right? And then we either follow it or not.
You don't have to find
We don't have to follow it. It's a recommendation.
Recommendations, anybody comes in with a plan or anything, we'll look it over and see it, and then if we think it's good, and then we'll approve it, and we'll recommend it, we make a recommendation to the council, and then the council reviews the plan, and they make a decision.
And the planning and zoning, you also hear them, they also sit as the local planning agencies, the LPA. And the LPA is the same people, but they deal not with rezonings, but with the comprehensive plan. If someone comes in and wants to change the comprehensive plan, they go before the LPA. And it's basically the same thing, they'll just look and see if, it's feasible or it makes sense to change the comprehensive plan, they'll make a recommendation to the council.
Who's the final authority to use the town attorney?
What do you mean, final authority?
Like who is the one that would hire him, call him, bring him in here for certain meetings?
We can all call.
We can talk.
Anyone can? Anyone up there?
We can't talk to each other. We cannot talk to each other. There's state law.
Right, sunshine law. No, I'm saying with the lawyer. When a lawyer shows up for a meeting, or if you have to call him and ask him legal advice for how.
I can call in the lawyer, and if I see something that I want to know legally, if we can do it, I can call the lawyer and ask because I can't ask her, or I can't ask him, I can ask the lawyer.
You're the town lawyer. And give you like town advice.
But he doesn't represent us individually, he represents the town.
Right.
The town represent, and any of us can do that. Well, get legal advice to whether or not we think something that coming before us is a legal thing that he should be here, or we should talk about
Which you
something else.
need a lot. Who does in the town here, who posts if they want a job or a job's available, or if they're gonna add a new job, and does the interviews, you do
He
that?
hires everybody.
And then if you bring it to them and you say, I found this person,
No, we have no dealing with personnel.
you run.
He runs, he's a daily operations and he runs all.
He runs the staff. Don't pay him for it, he runs the staff.
And one of the other questions I had was when the documents are gonna end up on the website, we already spoke about that. That was pretty much it.
Yeah?
I mean, I could go on forever, but that's this meeting, you know? But a lot of it was answered already.
I've got a question for you. How much notice do you want us for meetings like this?
Well, I think when you
2 months,
decide on
3
something,
months,
2 months, it should come out like.
2 months?
It should come out I think it should come out on the next available blast, whenever if it's an email, if it's a publication, on the website, 2 months are great, you know? I mean.
And you asked also about where we post the meetings. The meetings are held the second Wednesday of every month.
No, the regular one, I'm talking about like special meetings.
Yeah, well, this is kind of rare. Yeah. So, I don't know if we plan 2 months ahead of time, maybe a month, I think, would be reasonable, but.
Well, a month would mean you only have one option to do it, because you only do this mailing once a month.
If we wanna do these meetings, we have to be here at a meeting. So we have to
Microphone.
be on a regular meeting, that we decide. Oh. Would have to be a regular meeting that we decide to have a special meeting. So we wouldn't be able to do it any faster than time we have a meeting. So if we have a regular meeting and we decide we wanna have a special meeting, then we can say, okay, we'll have it on certain
Wait a
day.
minute.
Right, how many days, so we have another meeting in a month, so it can't be much more than a month, because then you're running into the next regular meeting. So then,
Right, it was coming up the holidays, so we picked this.
Well, I think,
Right.
I think what we can do, if we decide we're gonna have a workshop, when we decide, we can start putting it in
Right.
news channel then,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Right then, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you do it like we did, it could have went out twice. It could have been out in two printed publications and instantly on the website.
The
And the
website,
emails.
news channel, and emails. Emails
Yeah.
is the best way to get notification. of
When you have
meetings.
2.5 months' notice, pre-planned, and it comes out 6 days before, it's a wide range of improvement.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think we have a problem with all these are good ideas. Extra communication for the town people. We're not saying no to the videos. I think that's a good idea to modernize the town. So the more people that we have engaged in the town, I think we always get excited. Well, I should say, as long as it's not a combative, we always get excited when we see more people here because we know there's more engagement, there's more passion. We know it's going to be a short meeting. That's the only benefit when we see like 2 or 3 people here for the council meetings. But I think we like the engagement. So really good ideas.
I mean, it's easy to complain, and you have to put in some help if you want to fix things. I mean, I think I said once before, I moved into a town, HOA down when I was living in Davie, 30, 40 years ago, and we weren't happy with what was going on. There were 62 houses, 2 streets, and we'd sit there with a couple of the other guys drinking beers and complaining, and I finally said, listen guys, 7 people on the board, there's only 3 people sitting there, that leaves room for 4. Had a beer and we all went, and we changed it. For 4 years, we sat on the board, and we changed it. And then I got off, and I lived there for another 15 years, so I moved up here. And, and it's all volunteer, and I thank everyone for what they do, and there is room for improvement all the time. The one thing I really see this town needs to do is catch up with the times. I looked at the census this morning about the population of what's going on in this town. It's booming, and it's booming in the last 2 years, not 15, 20. I mean, all this stuff, this is old. This is boom, and we're getting a lot of people in here that are pretty smart, pretty wealthy, and they're gonna demand a little bit better attention, I think. And doing this video thing, I can't see why it wouldn't be a win-win. Like I said, you could get this company, Boxcast, look them up. They're all over the country, all over the world. $109 a month. They'll give you a 30-day free trial. If you don't like it, it costs you nothing. You send your equipment back. If you want to spend a little more money, you put a box there. It's pre-programmed. It'll start recording 5 minutes before the meeting, and it shuts itself off. It's technology. It goes through Wi-Fi. Yeah, there's going to be glitches, of course.
Why don't you put a presentation together?
I will.
Okay?
How I call her and get on the next
Call
agenda?
Jessica and get, when you're ready, the next meeting, we'll put you on the agenda.
How do I get up on the big screen? Not me, but I need my
They still run
information.
it through there.
You have like an overhead projector where you can look at, you scan documents?
Oh.
We can scan your
We can
documents if
scan.
you need. Or you can take a photo with your cell phone and text it.
Yeah, because
Or
like,
email, or
Or you can email it over and we can have it.
If it's PDF, your presentation is PDF, you can get it on.
I mean, because this is the plan. It's all right here. Just send me your money. Believe me, I'll read this. I know it's good. I just want, I'll sign the check. I know what it costs. I'll fill it out. But, I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
All right, well, call Jessica and get on the agenda, I guess, for March, or February. Yeah, depending on what you'll have. Like I said, if it's crowded, they.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a rush. I brought my iPad tonight. I'm videoing the whole thing. I wanted to see what it sounds like, what it looks like. I already have a YouTube channel secured, named after our town. I already have a Facebook account secured, named after our town. I could upload it personally. It'll be there. Spread the word, everyone will be on it. So, it takes time though. It takes time, and I don't mind putting a little time or steering it, but and the town's busy, so I don't know,
Well, it would have to come from, the town would have to do it.
do it right.
Yeah.
But
We can take your advice.
I can explain it, it's not that hard, it really isn't. Thank you.
Andrew.
Questions down. So on this issue of taxes, Dan, you said several times that, you have to go without mowing if property taxes were impacted. What concerns me is that all of you seem to have a feeling that I owe you money, right? Like through property taxes, like my money is your money, right? What services do you think I get from the town? I'd like to know. What's top of mind for you? What do I get from the town for my property taxes that you seem to want to latch on to?
You wanna know what?
Yeah, I mean, what's top of mind for you? What service do you think I get from the town?
Okay, you don't live on a dirt road, right?
Nope.
Nope, but your road gets maintained, your ditches.
No, the road doesn't get maintained. Well, don't get me started on the ditches, that's for another time.
Well, I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
that's what the town provides, right? We maintain the roads, we maintain the ditches, all the, vegetation along them.
Town provides this.
Right.
Drainage is important.
What is it, town
Got all
provides?
the grass from that tree.
What?
Is that the people's?
This building,
They
right,
have no
the staff.
Place where the signs get knocked down, that's the holes in the road, all that.
Do all of you believe that I should have to pay property taxes forever? At the state level.
No, not.
The governor is saying, hey, we don't think that you should have to pay money forever for your house, right?
And how do we fund
Okay.
the,
Now, I'm
that?
not talking about fire, I'm not talking about police,
Okay.
right? So what does the town do special for me and the people that
We
live
have a
in-
building department, if you need a permit, we're right here, right?
I'm asking a serious question because I want to hear what your answers are, right? What you think that you're doing special for the town residents with the property taxes. that you're fighting-
Maintaining all the roads in town.
How do you think the roads get paved?
Oh, boy.
How do you think we repave the roads when they get that money tied up?
So let me ask you a question. Let's say the tax thing goes through and you have a budget shortfall. What are you gonna do?
The state gives a certain amount of money, and they're talking about.
Microphone, please.
They're talking about.
You can't hear.
They're talking about, the state is talking about other ways of financing. They're talking about things like raising the sales tax, so that they can give the tax money to the town.
Which is a county decision.
This is a state decision, not the county, this is the
State
state.
doesn't set the sales tax for the county.
The state sets the sales tax for the state, and they can change it if they want to, right? And the state is talking about raising the sales tax on the state.
So a consumption tax.
Right, they're talking about doing that.
Okay.
So that's where and we get some, but when you're talking about, they're talking about removing, they're not talking about removing the taxes you pay to the school board.
No, I know. But believe me, I go through my tax.
They're not
bill
gonna,
and they-
they're not gonna remove the taxes to what you, they're not gonna
Right.
remove
So
what
what
you.
would you do?
They're not
Have a
gonna
budget
remove all the rest of
shortfall?
it.
Would
You're
you
gonna pay all
reduce
the rest of it.
expenses?
Yes,
Yeah,
we have to.
we're gonna have to reduce expenses.
So,
We reduce service, that's how we have to do it. We'll have
Right.
to cut down on the service. So we won't mow the grass as often, we won't patch the roads, we won't fix the roads as often.
I've heard you say that grass
Right,
before.
and we have to put money aside, to pay the railroad to repair the railroad tracks. So that money has to be put aside in a special account, which we collect and we save, because we know we're gonna have to do that. And we got 3 railroad crossings in the town.
I'm
So
totally
we
aware
pay,
of that.
we pay that 3 times.
I know, I watched the budget and
So
the
that's
expenses
all,
very
so that's
carefully.
all stuff that we have to have the money for to do that. And that's not small amounts, that's big amounts of money. The railroad does, and like I said, the railroad, they don't care, You don't wanna pay them, don't close the road.
So one of the problems that I've always had is that I've never heard anybody up here say that you wanted to reduce taxes by 5% annually. Never.
We don't ever raise your taxes, never raise them.
That's not fiscal conservatism, that's just keeping things the way they are. I'd like to see the people in the town decide what they wanna pay for, right? Do they wanna pay for Parks and Rec? Do they wanna pay for trails? Do they wanna pay for all the things that we spend, right, that we could not pay for and have a reduction in taxes, right? So you're concerned about money being taken away because the big mean state's gonna say no more property taxes. Maybe they'll move to a consumption tax, that would be fine, because people get to decide. I don't get to decide whether I pay you money or not. You're getting it, right? Comes to the tax bill, it's going to you. I don't really get a say in that, do I?
You can elect people that will reduce your taxes.
We'll get to that. So,
And one thing, Andrew, is we always keep in mind is expenses will go up. I don't know, you guys, you can tell us how much paving a road has gone up.
Oh, yeah.
And what is it? I thought it was $125,000 a mile. It's probably more than that. Okay, so we're always concerned that we know expenses are going to go up. So you always want to have a nest egg there just in case. And Jason has done an analysis. If we were to lose our property taxes, we'll be fine. It's just, we may have to reduce some services, right?
Reduce services.
And that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay. We won't mow the grass as often, we won't pave the roads as often, and that kind of stuff.
We're good.
okay.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Come on. Okay, back there.
If you
Come on up.
lose,
You need to come on and state your name though.
Yeah, you can talk on the microphone.
Don't get too close.
State your name.
Cox. So if you have, the taxes, the only ones that are gonna be removed will be the homesteaded properties.
Right.
You still have all the people that will be paying taxes, snowbirds, businesses. It'll only be, homestead properties that are removed, so, I mean, and that does take, it's a big relief on the people who live in the house.
And the town itself doesn't have a say in that. I think there's gonna be a referendum, right? It's gonna be on the ballot.
It's all being
The
about.
state's gonna put it on the ballot, and I think they have, Chris can probably help me, they have like 8 different choices of what you can do right now.
And that truthfully is just a scam, because any one of them has to get 60% of the vote.
Dilutes the
to be
vote.
approved.
Exactly.
We need one referendum, not 8.
Yeah, so anyway,
No vultures are not going to
they
get off
want
of
the
that.
people to vote on it so that they can
The
blame
carcass.
people. But you just need to be aware, and understand what they're offering you. And I guess right now it's not cut in stone yet, right? I mean, these things are not on the ballot yet, or are they?
Still in committee.
They're not there
It's
yet.
still in committee, all that stuff is still in committee.
So nothing may happen, right? But, and if it does, the town will be fine. We'll continue, and, you may see some reduction in services, but that's the way it is, and you're not paying, so.
And you understand, you realize that you pay the second lowest taxes in the county. There's only one city that pays less, and they pay no taxes, because they're so small, they have no roads, they have the main highway, and just houses
They
along the main
they've
highway.
gotta pay, they don't pay.
Right, but I see all the
Hey,
influx of people coming in.
Well, they don't pay, that town don't pay any taxes, and we pay the
No.
lowest taxes. If we eliminate them, we pay the lowest taxes in the whole county. Because we do not raise the taxes, we've never raised the
No
taxes.
more yelling.
All the time I've been here, every year, we have never raised the taxes. We just keep it the same.
That's a lie.
Every year we say.
Outright
we
lie.
A house on the property is vacant, or a house that was old and they build a new house on it, like I'm doing. And taxes will go from $5,000
That's
to
a,
I gotta
that's the county.
explain it.
15 or
and
20,000.
Save our homes.
That's when the tax,
Yeah, but
that's when the tax collector comes and evaluates your house.
Property appraiser.
He sets the tax appraiser, right? He comes in, we don't set that, it's the
all of
county
those
does.
properties that are getting reassessed, just a very large sum of money that's all of a sudden available now that wasn't before.
For new houses, you're saying?
Right,
Yeah.
for all these new homes, I mean, thousands of new homes.
Yes, yes. Yes, we did get a lot of
Hundreds
revenue.
Millions of
We
dollars.
got a lot of revenue from the, new developments.
Right, so, yeah, that little bit of money that they're
But-
taking away is much of a difference for you guys. That's
But
all I'm
no-
trying to say,
Yeah.
because there's so much more money coming in.
Yeah,
But they won't be
paying
charging,
taxes
they
either.
won't be paying taxes either.
Nobody will be
A
paying
lot of
taxes.
those people are snowbirds.
Oh, I see what you're saying,
Yeah,
because
a
they're not
lot of those
homestead.
people are snowbirds, they're not gonna be homestead
They're not
properties.
homestead.
And the businesses that are gonna come to support those.
Oh, I hope they don't come here.
We don't have business, we don't encourage business.
Well, what about off of, what is it?
Babcock?
Nico Road and Babcock, wherever that is, if they're building all that big development.
We don't have, that's
That's
all,
Bombay.
that's Bombay, that's all Bombay, we have none of that.
Yeah, it'll impact us because of the traffic.
Traffic.
Absolutely.
The roads will get more, worn out faster because they have the traffic, heavier traffic on them. That's the only thing that we're gonna get from that is more traffic.
Put up a toll booth.
Oh, I like that.
We have enough of those on the interstate. Anyway, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if we can do that. I wish we could.
I like that, right on the end of Valkaria and
Yeah.
Babcock, right? If they're gonna come on to Valkaria be Road allowed. and use that gas station, they need to go through the toll, and if you're a resident, you can show your ID. Go right there.
Wish we could, but not allowed. Chris,
I'm back to potholes.
somebody else over here? Yeah.
Here they go again.
Chris Bull, I'm gonna hit the tax thing again. I hate talking to you, Dan, but I dig into this every day for hours.
You do more than I do, Chris, so go ahead. I get what I get from the state.
Microphone.
Microphone, oh.
I just get what I can get from the state, and I get it on my, direct.
Just leave them on.
And
All right, so the deal is that you've lived here for how many years?
going 30,
You homesteaded your house how many years ago?
oh, God, years ago. Got two
And your
homesteads, I got
tax,
two homesteads.
your county tax bill is like that.
Oh, my town tax bill. Not my county.
The whole tax bill you get is like that.
Not really.
I go to the fucking bathroom. You wanna hold my spot at these idiots?
Well, 30 years ago, you've been
Forget it, I'll
homestead,
just
you've been
wait.
limited to 3% increase.
These people are fucking assholes.
Let's just say you're probably
Go
well
to the
under
bathroom.
$4,000.
Where, on the floor?
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta go to
When we
the
bought our
to the
house
bathroom.
here in
When I miss my
2017,
spot.
mine jumped to $8,000 a year. I couldn't homestead that year. I couldn't do save my homes that year. Sold the house in Jacksonville, moved down here, it's decreased. We're still right around 6,000 a year right now. But it goes up every year.
Oh, yeah, so does mine.
Your
And-
property value.
My property value
Because of
goes
the
up,
property
property value goes up every year, so does my taxes. I
And
pay
I
more every
have
year.
no problem with the value going up, I don't have a problem with paying reasonable taxes. But right now between that and the homeowner's insurance,
No, don't tell me about that.
Right.
I have a hard time even
it's
getting
over
homeowners.
$1,000 a month.
I have a hard time even getting homeowners insurance.
Right, so do we. So, it's over $1,000 a month for
I
that.
think I'll go outside and smoke
If
some.
they get rid of it
Why
and
don't
went to a consumption tax,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You can raise your
stay here,
fucking
okay.
hand.
I would have
In case
to
they wanna
double
screw
my
me.
current monthly spend to even come close to paying the same amount in annual sales tax. I would have to spend over $6,000 a month in Publix, Kmart, Walmart, wherever,
To contribute the same amount of money that.
to contribute the same amount of money. So the consumption tax does not bother me. They could raise it by 12%, and it's still not gonna impact me. It's gonna help me. Now, I don't really worry about it till this month. I retired this month. All of a sudden, I'm freaking out over where's the money gonna be coming from. But the point being,
I've had that problem for a long time, Chris.
yes, so the point of this is that, I understand where you're getting your information from. The League of Cities, I understand why they're against it. They don't wanna lose the control or the money that's going into the back pockets in each of those locations. But at the same time, we shouldn't be paying $1,000 a month in rent for a piece of property we own. And that's the only thing I'm against right now.
The golden years are gone,
Yes, sir. Come on up.
all of them.
You people are all volunteers.
Worked
Put
hard.
an awful lot of time in. I've done that somewhere else.
I think you've done a wonderful job, and I want to thank you for what you're doing. It's clear you've done.
You've gone long?
Thank you.
Thank
For the record, Tony, right? Tony Jackson?
Tony Jackson.
Yeah. Thanks. Anyone else? I'll get them, I just want to give other people a chance if they want to speak. Yes, Susan?
I just wanted to say that
State your
I'm
name.
Susan Clark. I live in Grant, Valkaria. When I bought my property here, it was Valkaria. So I've been here for 32 years, and I've watched what happened to the town incorporating with Grant, and I've seen a lot of pushback, and then everybody's come together now, and I get involved in my town, so I know what's going on in my town. I come to all the meetings so I can hear what everybody has to say. And I'm just so proud to be part of this town. And I really give all you guys kudos up there for putting up with shenanigans that go on in this room by certain person that should not, yeah, that's you, should not be so crude. He should be kind and calm when he wants to talk and address you. Because that's how people should get along. And so I just had to say something because I'm tired of it. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Okay, Jed?
Yeah, so basically, I come from the most liberal town in Connecticut, the most liberal crap piece of garbage state that exists in this country. And I escaped down here. I was told this is a red state with all Trump country signs everywhere, which you had taken down because you hate Trump. That's fine. I hated Joe Biden. But one thing I admired about him is he sat in his basement and campaigned. He never even put in a little bit of work at all. He's the laziest.
What's your point? What's your point?
Well, we're getting to the video recording or whatever he was talking about. That's my first point. When I lived in Connecticut, everything was broadcast on the public access TV. So all of the elder people who carry the tax burden, let's be honest, who carries the tax burden? Old people. Old people, maybe some of them can't get up and drive, but they want to watch what's going on, what their tax dollars are paying for from the comfort of their home. They would watch it. We had public access. We don't have public access TV. That's fine. Okay. There's another capability we had. Call into the meeting. You could call into the meeting on your telephone, and you can listen to the entire meeting, and then they'll give you a chance to speak from your house. Now, I participated in the meetings and destroyed the liberals, and I was called the liberal slayer. That's how I got my reputation of destroying liberals, beating them at their own game, and I could call in. I never set foot in the town hall once. I just called in on the phone from home, and I broadcast it all over the internet. It was great times, wonderful, everybody loved it. And then, so you can listen to it at your house, you can participate. Now, I know you have that. I do know that you have that, because in the notes, Kathy DeMott called in from a remote location, wherever she was working, so Mr. Faden could potentially participate in this meeting by phone. He's either in the hot tub somewhere or whatever he's doing, but he ain't participating. And this man over here works in an airline, so he's always in different cities. He should be able to participate when he gets to his destination and hear what we're saying here, so that he can be up and up on the local stuff we're talking about. That is just, it's easy. You have the capability. You don't want to do it. I've heard from some of the liberals that they just absolutely want to keep everybody in the dark. They don't want nobody to know about anything. And when you did raise taxes, because you did raise taxes on us, you could have went to the rollback mill rate this year. You did it at a special meeting, at a workshop. Sorry if I'm up on the mic. You did it on a workshop like this, and then you held a special meeting about it, about the mill rates. I did not go, because you all found out I don't go to workshops. I'm going to every workshop. I just love these. Consider me a Keebler elf. We're going to be working away. And Mr. Hood there made a motion to go with the 1.31 mill rate instead of the rollback rate, which was 1.26. That's how you raise taxes on us and stuck it to us. Because I went to the budget meeting because I thought that's where you would be doing that, but you didn't want to do that there. You wanted to do that at the special meeting. So, yeah, you did raise taxes on us, so stop lying. The other thing is, Mr. Jackson has to run. If somebody gets the 46 signatures, he by law, through the town charter, if you want to keep violating it, he has to be on the ticket. If one person, so much as one single individual from this town, runs for town council in November, all, except for Mr. Rubino, who has earned through 2028, all of you have to be on the council. He's an appointee who has never won an election that was contested.
Mr. Jackson?
Mr. Jackson, he's an appointee who has
He
never.
ran unopposed in 2024.
Yes, but point two.
Just like Mr.
point-
Rubino.
Wait a minute.
No, of
He
the
ran-
town charter.
He ran the
2
same
points.
day, same election I ran, he ran, and he got elected.
That is in the town charter. It's
No,
right.
no, he got elected, just like, yeah, he ran for that seat.
Well, in the town charter, after the point where, after the part where they talked about the
After he
vacancy.
was appointed, he had to run for the office. And we had an election in 24, when I was elected, he was elected at the same time.
But that was, if you read the town charter, the part after the appointee means that there is a provision in the town charter that says that the appointee can only remain an appointee until the next person runs for a council seat. Then they have to face
And
the
he
fire in the
did,
future.
nobody else ran.
Nobody ran against
He,
him.
that's right, nobody ran against
So
him.
the next time
He
somebody
ran.
runs for town council, the appointee has to be on the ballot, and they have to face the fire and the fury that I've been facing.
Well, he did. He ran, he went out.
Nobody ran. It was like, it
He
was
ran. He ran. He wanted to be.
forfeiture.
He ran, he went out and got the signatures, he filled all the paperwork out.
I think I should be teaching you guys about your own charter that you wrote back when the Flintstones were.
I think we'll take our direction
You don't
from
know,
the
you
town
know
charter.
what, you don't know how to read. First of all, you don't know how to read, you don't understand what you read.
It's a real page turner. We should bring this to book club. Because I was up all night till the crack of dawn reading this sucker, and I'm not even halfway through. I can't wait. It's the best reading I've ever had because every page is another rule that you break, that you wrote for yourself to abide by, that you keep breaking.
Please sit down. But we have a question.
Do I have a time limit?
No.
I'm glad you got the hammer. That's great.
Please
think
sit
I want a
down.
hammer
There's
when I'm up there.
there's other people that want to ask questions. Please
Where
sit
are
down.
they?
Somebody had that. Did I hear that? Somebody said
I
that.
just want to verify, is there a gas station going
Okay.
in?
No.
At the corner
Just
of
a minute.
Valkaria?
State your name. State your name.
Jeannie Rader.
Okay, thank you. There's a gas station, well, there's a plan, Palm Bay, that, you mean on Valkaria and Babcock?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we think there is. Palm Bay has submitted a site plan.
So that's Palm Bay.
That's Palm Bay.
Palm Bay.
So it has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. The only thing that we have anything to do with is they were suggesting a driveway off Valkaria Road, right?
We have not had a meeting about that, right?
We had,
We have.
no.
Because we
have
got a
not.
notice and then y'all canceled it.
Right,
And I
because,
never got another notice.
right, because the applicant canceled. The applicant said, we don't want to do this.
So we haven't had another meeting.
Not another one.
If it comes back up again, you will get another notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to make sure.
And we actually had, we asked Jessica to send letters to, I don't know how far you all went, but normally we don't send out, but to what, 1,500 feet?
That's for rezoning.
For-
For that.
Yeah, for the driveway, we send letters to a big swath of people, anyone on a lot of people on Valkaria Road that would.
We're right there.
Yeah, and we didn't have to do that by law or anything, but we felt like we should, because if you all want it, then we can say yes. If you don't want it, we'll say no. I mean, because.
The traffic is already.
Exactly, right, yeah. And I think the applicant went away because they saw the opposition in the audience and that they saw the council was not into it. So I think they went away knowing that they would get a no answer, we think. Now, they could come back, and then we'll,
They're not gonna go away, they're still gonna build, he wants to build a gas station there, he can't, right now, he knows we don't want a driveway onto that road, so that's why he's trying to design something that he can do without putting a driveway on that road. That's what he's doing. He's out there scratching his head, trying to figure out how to get around that without putting the driveway in, because he knows we're not saying, yes, you can put a driveway there.
anyway, that's.
What's that about?
What's going to make it more difficult too? is
A
that
driveway in.
The idea would he would just
You have to have
one
a car
access
somewhere.
off of Babcock instead of having two different ways to come in. So that's the other thing. They're dragging their feet on what Dan was saying. Like make it more
That
difficult
is
for them
ridiculous.
to build it there.
Ron,
You want a
When we
driveway
have a
too?
situation like we did with him on the other rezoning property, we had to do
I still want
mediation.
to know about the.
Who pays
Potholes.
for the legal? Like, there's a mediator as a lawyer, which is, so now you're paying his lawyer, a mediator.
no.
Well, he's paying his lawyer, we're paying our lawyer, who paid the mediator?
For what?
Insurance, I think we have
Yeah,
insurance.
we carry insurance for that. The League of Cities paid the Orlando attorneys.
Who did?
The League of Cities,
Who
Pays for who?
their attorneys. And
Our attorneys.
Our attorneys.
Yeah, they come out of Orlando. They select the attorneys, the League of Cities does.
Okay.
They pay.
Yeah, so, yeah, we pay for our attorney, and his time, but they call it outside counsel. The League of Cities pay for that, because we pay insurance to cover us for that kind of stuff.
And that's the Florida League of Cities, not the Space Coast League of Cities.
Oh, the Florida League of
Yes.
Cities, okay.
The same operation that you work with on?
Yeah, except that
Okay.
this is a local chapter that he goes to.
Local
They
chapter.
have our-
Yeah.
Okay. And
Who's the petitioner for the driveway?
What?
Who's requesting that driveway?
Jason, who
Oh,
is it?
Summit Shaw owns that property. Oh, Summit Shaw, so you guys do know who Summit Shaw
Well,
is?
of course we do, we know who he is.
Nancy,
I don't know him if I could tripped over him myself.
Well, I saw him here,
I know
that's the
his
only
name.
time
Right, I just wanted to get it on the record that you know who Summit Shaw is.
Well, I know what his name is.
You know Mike Shaw, you know what Southeast Petro is doing, right? You
No.
know what they're
No,
doing.
I don't. I don't know what they're doing. All I know is the guy he was over here with a gas station. That's all I know is his name. I don't know the man. I would, like I said, he came to a meeting, but I wouldn't recognize him if he was standing right there in front of me. I wouldn't be able to tell you who he was.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking this is that, his legal pursuits won't stop. And so we're gonna face this again. If you think that Summit and Mike are going away because you voted, for BU1A and you're not gonna allow gas station, I'm telling you, we got more problems coming.
Well, he may wanna put a, Starbucks or something there. He said he has other businesses. He told us in the meeting. He did, right, Jason? You heard him, right? Yeah, that's what he said. I mean,
Jason, have you had any subsequent
This sucks.
conversations after this with Summit Shaw? No, just in Teams meetings with the whole group, the engineers, the designing of, for this, Valkaria, for Grant Babcock. Specifically the property transfer at Grant and Babcock. Zero. Okay, thank you.
yes,
So I brought it up quickly at the end of one of my podiums at a past meeting. With the same thing about that gas station, everyone keeps going back to it. We voted yes or partial yes, we voted unanimous no. I received a letter from the town asking if I would participate in hearing something about this, never heard from anyone. They had a mediation that no one was allowed to because it was locked out lawyers. We have another vote. Nobody had information about what went on to this mediation. Nobody went to the mediation, but all 7 of you went from no to yes.
Jason, can we,
Each one of them had met separately with the outside counsel, each council member.
One at a time
Yes.
with outside counsel is
Yes.
our lawyer, we were saying this?
Yeah, our lawyer was present also, but there are outside counsel, and then each council member met with them.
That was that younger guy that was here that day when they had the vote?
That was
The young guy,
outside
yeah.
counsel.
Okay.
Our attorney's the bald guy.
All right. Which one? But, so that was another lawyer that we hired for that meeting.
No, that's a League of Cities lawyer.
Okay, all right. So he was the mediator guy that sat at the mediation?
No, that was,
No, that was an outside mediation for that one, so they would have paid for that.
Ours.
they pay for that too.
Okay. So that's how you all, I'm just wondering, because sunshine law, you can't talk, you can't talk, and then all of a sudden,
Right.
7 no's to 7 yeses, how did you all get information?
They each one met separately.
Can we talk, can we discuss anything about it, like, or no? From my experience.
You can tell me your experience, if you want.
So, I think there's this thought that there's some conspiracy, or there's some, and, like, we have some back pocket, or there's some agenda, or there's something going on. We were pretty much told, the town is gonna get sued. That's it. We have no, and they're gonna win. So my thought at the end of this, I like everybody else, like all of us up here, we don't want commercial either. We don't. But my thought was, we're gonna get sued and it's gonna happen regardless. Let's not have to pay for the lawyers. Let's not have to pay the legal fees. And by what we did, we were trying to do the best that we could in our power to say, look, the rub is the gas station, right? So what can we do in our power to try to make as many people as we can happy? We're not gonna make everybody happy, but try to make as many people as we can happy. So let's restrict the gas stations. Let's restrict this. Let's restrict that. And I had that conversation, and I'm glad we reiterated it. Somebody, I think Chris said that. My thought was, you know, I'm new to the city council. I said, why do we have any commercial at all? Why did we even do it? Because we want to keep it as rural as possible, but it's required for us to have commercial. So okay, we're stuck with this commercial. We're stuck with this future land use. You see where I'm coming from? We have to try to make as most logical, position as we can to try to, try to make everybody as happy as we can, and try to think of a perspective of, I'm in this town, I want to keep this town as rural as possible. Everybody on this board wants to keep it as rural as possible. What can we do in our power to try to restrict it as much as we can? But then we're butting our heads. You knew I was one of the votes that was against it, right? Where the reason why I switched was because, look, now how much is this going to cost the town? How much is this going to cost our residents to fight this when it's going to be a losing battle? Does that make sense?
I had an early on meeting when this first came up, I made a little presentation about how when I grew up I spent the time in Davie. It was a nice little rural area, dead-end streets, built. Right behind our little neighborhood was a driving range, golf driving range. Nice area, quiet, it was nice. Well, they started to talk about Walmart, wanting to build a Walmart there. Nice big piece of corner property, Griffin Road and University, and like, wow, town meetings. And it's a pretty good sized town. We started going, everyone was against it, and everyone voted no, and this and that, and went on and on and on and on. Finally, one day, they start clearing. And I went over and I asked the guys who were doing the clearing, I said, what's going on? And there was a police officer on duty. And I said, what are they doing here? And he came up to me, he says, listen, the lawyers from Walmart said, we're going to continue to sue you and tie you up with legal costs till we win. And we're Walmart. And we could do it nice or not. And they made all these plans to our town to agree that we won't make a turn off on Orange Drive, which is very rural, and we won't work at night. And you know what? They built it. They didn't listen to any of the stuff. They turned on Orange Drive. It ended up being a giant parking lot with high lights that they were going to aim down on the ground. And you lived with almost a year of dirt flying. It was right on the other side of our neighborhood. So you do get to a point where you can't fight money. But you can make them spend theirs.
You get it. I get it. Exactly. It's true. But again, when you go, hey, you're told this is gonna happen. This is going to happen. And maybe not. Maybe push back and we spend a bunch of money on legal fees and that potentially happens. And we're not talking Walmart. We're talking trying to make it restrictive as possible, right? As on the corner. And again, who's going to control? We're talking about the Palm Bay. I mean, the Palm Bay is right across the street, and we've had this conversation about they could put a Walmart.
It's going to happen
there tomorrow. Yeah. So it's kind of like, yes, we're trying to push back as well. I agree with let's put a toll road up, right? Like, if we could put a fence around the entire ground Valkaria legally and not let anybody in, I would be happy with that, right?
If you sunbiz.org, that guy's name, he's got pages and pages of current and past businesses in this area, in the state alone. Pages of all kinds. So, when you deal with someone like that, it's not even his money. He's got banking behind him. And, you know, I have a good guess of where it's coming from, but the recorder's running, so I don't want to say it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. Let me give Pat a chance.
Pat Rickman. I just, I want to make it short and sweet, but careful what you wish for, okay? Now, the recording and the idea of people calling in and everything else. Well, let me tell you, nobody gets paid up here.
Nope.
Okay? So you don't want to sit there for 24 hours doing a meeting, okay? Because you have people calling in, dragging it on. It's going to tear this town apart. If you want to stay small, keep it small. It's simple. As far as fighting big government, I was in Houston, Texas, and I watched that explode. I was in West Palm Beach, I watched that explode. All right? I've been involved with the county down there, up here, this, that, and the other. It's all about this. And that's why you guys, you cut your losses. Because you talk about the millage would have had to gone up if you fought them. So it's kind of, you know, you hold the brakes as much as you can, but I mean, you know, when this community down here, Ashton, okay, they're going to wear out our roads up here. They're going to wear us out. They are. Trust me. 10 years from now, you're going to be going, what happened? And it's nothing that we can do other than try to put the brakes on it slowly but surely. And that's all you can do. And if you're young enough, when this gets to the point like it did where I was down in West Palm, all right, yeah, move. That's what happens. What's going on right now? Greenland's going to end up being part of the United States. There's a perfect example.
Too cold for me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, reality. I'm going to shut my mouth.
Thank you.
I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah. State your name.
I agree with, I used to live in West Palm too, and 95 was 4 lanes, now it's 10. So I get it.
Yeah.
I just have 2 things
State
to
your
say.
name, please. For the record, state
The
your
first
name.
thing is,
Sir, state your name.
oh, I'm sorry, my name is John Swalley, I live in Braybrook Road in Grant. If you guys could just leave your microphones on like that, I'm sure I'm not the only one in here. Because it's very frustrating, I actually stopped coming to meetings because I can't hear everything. And it, you know, you might be missing something that might change your mind. And so just, you know, please, you got the microphones up there for a reason. The other thing I'd like to say is, you know, I turn the news on and I watch these protesters shouting the most viral, hateful things at our police officers.
Oh, God, yes.
And as a veteran, I just want to remind everybody, nice speech doesn't need protection. The reason they put freedom of speech and what makes this country so different from other countries is the speech that you hate to hear is protected. So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Can we talk about potholes now?
All right, come on. Okay. All right, you want to talk about potholes?
Sure, we need to talk about potholes.
Okay.
You covered everything else. Let's cover the
All right.
potholes. I don't.
Tell us about potholes. You have potholes
I
on your
have.
street?
Oh, there's potholes all over these roads, going back and forth. Little blocks. Somebody goes around and puts this little black spot on what was a hole. Do we have
Mr. Rubino.
No, the town has a maintenance
With his
guy,
shovel.
but, I mean, would you rather have the hole?
Oh no, I'm talking about my ride from my house to here. Or going to Publix. You know that Publix thing, they have little pot holes.
Patches.
Oh.
You know,
Oh, that's pump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't pave that, just that one section, they paved everything else.
That's
Yeah.
Palm Bay.
Yeah.
How they just, you
we
put
do
in,
know-
but you, any roads you put in, they get potholes.
There's so much traffic.
We
Yeah,
do go
because
around
there's
and fix the
traffic.
potholes.
Exactly.
Hopefully, we don't have that many in our town.
Yeah, we do fix them, and we fix the places where people can't stay on the road too. They drive off the road and they make gullies.
Yeah,
and we go
well,
down and
you
fix
have
it.
these little things on the side of the road, and it gets all dug out, and then they throw a little something in it, and then it gets dug out again, and then you drive your car and you turn it, and you better know it's there because you don't want to get that tire in that hole.
We try to keep up
We
with
try
it.
to keep up with ours.
Yeah.
All right, I thank you all for coming.
Yeah. Let's go.
I think there was something, you wanted to talk about something, right? Yeah, the building, is there, okay, anybody else? You know, this is your time. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I know it's not your responsibility, but the intersection coming out of the old Rip City onto Route 1, it's a horribly dangerous intersection. Maybe you could talk to the state about.
I like some lights.
There's a light, there's a
They've
light.
already got it, they got the plans.
They've got plans for a light, but it takes them forever. Jason, you know anything about it?
Fall of 2027 is when they're gonna start construction.
Couple of years.
Well, they have lights
though, they
on the
finally
roads
got the
around
funding
here.
though, right?
Yeah, they got the.
They have the
funding,
funding.
It's in design phase, so then they have to
Yeah.
go through the process, so it'll be fall of 2027, that'll be at First Street and one at Valkaria Road.
Okay, Valkaria Road and US 1.
There'll be two of them out there. And they also got the Palm Bay's doing one at the end of Grant Road.
Yeah, Palm Bay and the county's going.
Palm Bay and the county are doing one at the end of Grant Road.
Yeah, because that traffic from down south, Palm Bay is just driving us crazy.
I brought this up to, I
Palm
brought
Bay.
Valkaria up to my wife, and she had a total different thought. I'm
Where's
like,
Palm
this is
Bay?
gonna be great, there's not gonna be accidents on Valkaria and US 1, we're gonna be slowing people down.
Sit
She's
south.
like, that means there's more traffic. No, don't do that to me, right? Because now people are gonna be trying to cut across there or cut across First Street, because they actually they don't have to play Frogger to get on US 1, so, again, better that than the alternative, but she brought up a good point. That's something that we have to think about. It is going to probably increase traffic even more.
I know, when I moved here, I live on Bright Rock, and I used to be able to, I could have put a picnic table out in the middle of the street when I first moved here and sat there. But I mean, at certain times of the day, still, there's no traffic. I mean, it's only like early morning when they're going to work and when they're coming home. And why they come down, and we put the stop signs up to try to slow them down and everything. I'm telling you.
I'm yelling at them all the time.
I'm out there with complaining about them, yelling at them.
You know why? It's because we don't have kids that play outside in the street anymore.
That's right, we don't have yet.
Nobody plays in the street anymore. Nobody's on the
Oh,
street.
they do in our neighborhood.
Sprayed it
but you
straight.
don't hear
So-
that drama.
Yeah, so I mean, I keep my dog on the leash trying to take him out. I can't let him go out because if he runs out in that street, he'd be dead meat.
It's still one of the best towns I've ever lived in.
Where?
If you don't live there, you don't go there.
No.
There's nothing to go there.
Oh.
Like I said,
Maybe I wanna
when
go there.
Like when I moved here, there wasn't all
Maybe
these
I want to
houses
go
here.
there. Where is it?
So people keep going to the houses.
Yeah, I live there.
Come on up.
It's a nice town. It was. I don't know.
And just state your name.
Why butcher it up?
I'm David Baroker.
David, I recognize you.
It's a great beard. I like it.
I've been coming to these meetings off and on for 10 or 12 years. I'm a sound system contractor, and I too have been very frustrated by your sound system, and I've heard the voices of these other folks. So I'm going to make a friendly gesture, and I don't want a thing back from you. I'm just going to make a friendly gesture. I'm a farmer in your town. I don't live here. I just grow mango trees. If I can help you folks, I'm glad to do it. I see A, sound system that needs a little bit of work, and B, a bunch of users that don't use it right, and that's not your fault. Nobody went to school to learn how to use a sound system. I can help you. At least half the folks here know how to reach me. Call me if I can help you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really bad with these things. Okay, anyone else? This is your chance. Let me ask you, No?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Hey, I got my potholes in. That was
I
it.
just, we have one more topic that Jason wants to talk to us about,
Oh, good.
but I just want to know, was this useful to you all? Yes?
Yeah.
And you'd like to do this again? Yes.
Useful.
Could we do it on a Tuesday
Everybody
or
was
Thursday though? 'Cause
fighting with each other
I
and
can't
arguing
spell
about
Wednesday.
who's going to do
All right,
this
we'll
and that.
schedule another one, Jessica, in a few months. And,
What's the best thing to
you
do?
prefer 7 o'clock? Is that a
That's
good
all I
time?
heard.
That's a good time.
Good
We had a
time?
good turnout, right?
Yeah, we did last time too at the breakfast.
Yeah, it was a
You
really
know,
good
Yeah. And,
where are you going to get the
Then do
money?
it twice.
pardon me?
Said then do it twice, do a breakfast.
Always come
and-
back.
No, that's okay.
Did we
No.
mention we're volunteers?
Volunteers.
All right, so 7 o'clock, and Ron is the one that prefers on a Tuesday or Thursday. Does it matter to anyone else? Does it matter to anyone else? Okay.
Keep it on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Predictable.
You're doing it for free, you get the pick too.
Yeah, well, I know, but we want to accommodate you all. If it's a Wednesday, then everyone's used to a Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yeah.
Nothing on TV.
E-N-E-S?
Okay. Let's go.
All right.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
Jason.
Public Works building, which we started design on a couple of years ago, and started saving on it a couple of years ago, and now have the money saved up.
I don't think you got very far.
We
Anyway.
have the different designs. This is the original design that was currently brought up. That was the design that was previously approved. So we want to make sure that this is designed, because when we go out to design build, they're going to come in and give their different opinions when we get our quotes.
I like it. I like that design.
This is the
Where's
original.
the
That's the
design?
original
This is the
one that we
original
all
one.
looked at.
That's
All right,
a
so let's
design.
talk about the other ones
Yeah,
then.
y'all should have 3 other
Garage
designs in
roll
front of
up
you.
door.
So, option 1,
Of
Let's
those
explain to
houses.
people what
Two
we're
little
doing here.
houses.
We've
I
been
don't know.
planning and getting bids for eventually here,
They built
a
this so they
utility
could waste more money.
building. All right,
Right.
to keep our machinery,
Public Works.
public works.
Somebody
So,
switch there.
keep our machinery in, have a workshop where guys can, repair things and all. So, and I don't know, Jason,
I
if you
see.
have a picture of the elevation?
Maintenance.
Where are they building?
Anyway, so that's what this is, all right? And it's
Storage
been
and
in
office.
the planning for
Build.
years, I think. 4 years or so, yeah, so I think we're getting close to going out for bids, but we wanted one last look at the,
yeah, if y'all pick an option, then we're going to move forward with it.
if we pick an option, what?
If you pick an option and tell us your final design, then we're going forward with it.
Okay, can we do that here, or do we have to do that at an agenda meeting?
No, you're just going
That makes no sense to
There's a
me.
consensus agenda, or
That
consensus
drawing.
on which option you all like.
Okay,
Well, it doesn't make any sense unless you're.
okay.
Where the cameras going?
Well, you got 3 garage doors. Why
Where
do
the
we
cameras
need?
going?
Why do we need 3 garage doors?
Take pictures of
I mean, how many garages do you need in your
Go
life?
crazy trying to
Okay,
sort
Jason.
it
And then, well, you got a toilet. That's nice.
Wanna go through these? Go through
They
these?
gotta buy more tractors.
And you got
Since
those
I came
office
in late
things.
in the game,
You
I
got-
looked at the original
It
and
doesn't make any
asked
sense to
Jason if
me.
that was cut in stone. And he
Senseless.
said, well, we can bring it back out for discussion. So I basically just, talked
That's
to
for
Jason and
breakthrough.
asked him why
The
it was
maintenance
the way
man.
it was. And then I came up with a few
Yeah.
suggestions.
Rick's son.
And there was 3 different options. I personally liked option 3 the best. One of the things I wanted to accomplish on all 3 was the straight through lineup of the garage doors, which meant having to move the condition workshop over to the other corner. Option
You
3,
mentioned option 3, that's what I started.
option 3 allowed for the restroom to be accessed through office 1. And if the sheriff's department ever decides that they want an office down here, they could use office 1. We lock the exterior restroom door, and they would have restroom facilities. The rest of it stays the same, except again, moving the conditioned workshop up to the upper left-hand corner.
And you
there.
did that so you can have access to the roll-up door?
So the roll-up, the conditioned workshop, the original had a smaller roll-up door and had 3 roll-up doors on the front. By moving it up there, you're using one of the roll-up doors for the workshop. And then I thought moving one over to line up with the second roll-up door over the covered work area, so you have a straight drive-through. And then you could have another roll-up off to the left there if you wanted.
Oh, we redecorated it. Whatever we
Not
do.
mandatory, but if you wanted it, you could have a second one there. And it still gives you your corner to put in a bench type thing if you wanted, with one leg on the conditioned workshop and one leg on the outer wall, the west wall.
What is that supposed to
This
do?
is just some
It's for Rick's
suggestions
son,
that
the maintenance
have to
man.
talk with Jason and.
Rick
looking
is
at how it's
violating
laid
the
out.
code of ethics right now by advocating for his son to have a building built.
I don't
He
like
is
this
breaking the law.
workshop thing. I think it's a waste of space.
It's called the
I would
Florida
prefer
Code of
the thing
Ethics.
open like we did in
His
the
son
first one,
works for the
so you can
First
drive
one you
through.
added, first one you added a conditioned workshop.
No, we don't.
Yes, you did.
What's that?
Well, why do we need this?
Right there, conditioned
What is this
Yeah,
for?
but it's in the back. You can drive through. It's this one. You can go through on the other end.
Why do we need this? I don't see we
Store the
need
maintenance
this.
equipment,
What is it?
store the tractors, the mowers, the materials,
And
All the
who,
stuff that we have outside in the weather right now.
plus they're running out of conditioned storage here.
and the maintenance man is Rick Hood's son?
Yes, he is, that
So
Jason
that
hired.
is, you're advocating for your own son's
No,
department to get more money from the town, which is a violation of the Florida
It's
Code
not
of
his department,
Ethics.
it's Jason's department. No.
Ned,
Stop
why
it.
don't you, for one time, get your facts straight?
I've read the
I
Code of
did not
Ethics.
hire my son. I'm not advocating for my son. I'm
That's his
trying to look
department.
at the building that they decided before I was ever on the council during my retirement.
But you're not allowed
They
to talk.
No, I am allowed to talk.
With your son is the maintenance man, you're
I
not
can
allowed to
talk
advocate for him to
about
get this
any
nice
item.
building.
I can talk about any item on the
What's
agenda.
the
If my mother was up there and she hired me to play the concert at the seafood festival, my band was hired to play the concert. It's the same exact thing. It's a violation of the Florida Code of Ethics for you to
It is
advocate
not.
for your
And,
son
you
to
know,
get
I
a
haven't
bigger
got-
building.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely.
That's
And
enough.
it is not a violation.
We have
And
had
by the
enough.
way, I haven't
You get-
gotten my notice from them yet. You claim to have filed paperwork.
And Ned, we have nothing to do with hiring.
They
anybody
police
for
you.
the seafood festival.
You police each other.
And the seafood festival has nothing to do with the town.
So
The
when
seafood
we
festival
built
is
town
independent.
hall, we had meetings like this and we decided how it was gonna lay out. Now, does the council, are they in violation because they voted to have it laid out this way? Because they're using it.
I know that I read the Florida Code of Ethics and it says you are not allowed to nepotism is a strict rule in there, and a councilman is not allowed to speak on issues which directly relate to their own personal son or
There's
daughter.
no money, he's not
Turn me
earning
in.
any money from this. He's not
Turn
earning.
me in,
Yeah.
okay?
And
Well,
Rick,
the monies are going towards your son's department.
His son does not run that department. Jason runs that department.
Okay.
His son is just a laborer.
And anything we
Well,
do,
what is
Ned,
that department
anything
for?
we do
I don't
regarding
get what it's
hiring,
It's called pimp.
we speak to our attorney and we get his advice as whether to do it or not. And we're perfectly in compliance with all our ethics laws. We don't do anything without checking with
Where
him.
are you gonna put this thing and what's it for?
Out back.
What is it
We're gonna
for?
put it
We
over
told
there
you
where his
it's-
son
it's
lives
for
on
storing
town
our
property.
No,
equipment.
I just don't understand all what it's for.
We
have 3 doors
We have
there. What are we
lawnmowers.
gonna do with all those
Okay.
doors?
All right, that's enough.
We have
Okay.
tractors and lawnmowers and equipment that has to be stored. It's outside now. It has to be put inside. It's deteriorating outside.
All right.
Okay,
That'll
this is
actually
for
save you money
somebody
in
to
the
store
long run.
equipment?
Our
It will
town
save us money.
equipment.
For maintenance from being
I'm
outside.
confused.
Alright, okay, that's enough.
Let's just,
Yeah, just leave it alone. I don't agree
We got your
to.
input, we
Thanks, guys.
understand.
I don't want to be here all
We
night,
have
please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's go.
Offices and all
Here ever.
stuff and restoring
We got your
equipment.
input. Please
Whose
don't.
equipment are
Can you tell us
restoring?
what, option, like
the
different
one that we
options
Where do we
bought
get
for the
this?
maintenance man, who is his
are?
son.
Garage door that you took out or something?
Why do we have to store this stuff?
Because they created a job for his son,
Why do
who
we have
actually
to store this
lives on the
stuff?
property
Please,
here.
please.
Is it?
You've had your time, we got your input, I told you.
Wonderful.
It's to store our equipment that we use to mow the lawn, to do
Corruption.
our road maintenance, all the equipment we need needs to be stored.
You're
in-
talking about that you're building something here for you can store equipment.
Yes.
Why do you have so much equipment?
So that we can maintain the town, so we can maintain the roads.
So you're
and the-
gonna take this
Parks.
equipment and do something with it. You're gonna maintain the town with this equipment.
Yes.
This town
That's
hall
not
that the
big enough
liberals
to
built.
maintain the whole town, would be.
All right, thank you for your input. All right, please
But
let
I
us
don't
continue.
get it. I don't get it.
Okay, all
It's
right.
called nepotism,
I really
All
don't.
right, where were we?
and it's
But
against the
that's
law.
okay. I'll go back to pothole.
You're about to adjourn.
Yeah.
I wish they would.
It's okay. I'll just go back to pothole. I don't get it. I mean, equipment. They have to
That
have
is a
something with their
joke, because
equipment.
nothing will ever
All right,
happen.
please let us continue so we can
They're
go
all
home. All right?
They have that much equipment. I
Exactly.
just don't. I just
So
don't
just trying to,
understand
like,
what it's
get
done.
this train that's been
Yeah,
derailed
maybe
and,
we
like,
need all
killed
that
everybody.
It's never going to show up at my house, I'm sure. It's not going to mow my grass. I don't.
Please.
I really.
We've got to maintain decorum in here. We're up here talking
I'm
about
just
this. We want to get
having
this
fun
done.
with it because.
Slap the cuffs on her.
You've had your chance. We listened to you. We answered a question. Let us finish. All right, guys, go.
I'm ready to finish.
Rick, the
Let's go
original,
home.
by moving the
I
air
don't get it.
conditioned workshop,
How can they have so much
that's gonna
equipment?
be.
They steal
another
money
new
from
sport
taxes.
system
I know
there.
they're using
That
it
adds
to
to-
take money.
Could we air condition?
Why they wanted a
Jason
gas
Hall
Sometimes
if
equipment comes in
option one
handy,
or the
but I mean,
original
give me a
rather,
break.
It would all run off of the same unit?
There'll be mini splits installed, so there'll be one unit in, so they can have different heads in different locations.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna do ductwork.
The problem I see with option two, which is, actually, I like the design of option two, with the exception of the optional garage door. And I would move the personnel door over to the right at the edge of the conditioned workshop. And that gives you an L-shaped space there for storage. You know, I mean, we're talking a lumber tree or something for some of that material that's out there. That's my input. The
He's
option
building his
three,
son a garage with tax money.
you prefer, I guess, that just seems to put too many doors into office one. Going into the restroom, I've never been a fan of a
Trying to
restroom
store
with
it.
two doors.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
understand.
don't get it.
The only reason I drew that up is Jason and I were talking, and he had mentioned, because I asked him who was gonna be in these offices.
Right,
And
right,
he mentioned that, you know, someday the sheriff department may use one of them.
right.
Well, we want to be able
Well, we're going to
to
have a sheriff's
give them
department.
the opportunity to use a restroom, but not the rest of the building and the rest of the shops and
Correct.
offices and storage areas.
We're
That's why the extra door between the
going
two.
to have a police department there.
No,
Well,
they're
like I
not.
said, I prefer
They're
option
gonna have
two.
a
just
nice-
I'm sure they're not, but
with
Why
the
would
move-
the sheriff's
moving the
office be
personnel door.
using this?
we have.
Pardon me?
Why would the sheriff's?
Let's go home.
They sometimes have out.
Because they're our police
Yeah,
force.
yeah.
I'm good.
Rick, I know what they do. I asked why they would. be
They have,
using it.
sometimes they have outposts, like they have one in Miko, you know, just offices so they're closer to the folks, all right? That's why. And they wouldn't be there all the time, they'd just probably come in and out. You know, have a place to make calls, do paperwork, whatever. That's all. And Jason, who else would we,
What?
who else would use these offices?
They also use them at the Malabar, Town Hall.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
sit here. Right now, code
Too much.
enforcement is sharing the office inside town hall.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna give him one.
They're gonna have a sheriff's office there?
Okay, and.
How do we have a,
The
you have a
office and the
sheriff?
break room, I kinda, if you're in an office and you wanna work, you've got people coming in, taking breaks and interruptions, unless we put cubicles or something in there. See what I mean?
This is up to you all.
What?
Yeah, no, I guess I like
People
two separate
coming in
offices.
to work on what? What are they working on?
Stealing
I'll
taxes.
throw it in throw another wrench into.
What are these people
with
working on?
Well, I guess that's the thing is you don't have a corner. Like just the original, if you ended up doing a garage door, if you move that garage door over where your thought was having it lined up, where you have that west corner, where you've just got like one big open area. But then, what you were saying, you're not gonna have a corner to store stuff in. And I think that's why we did the original, that's why we made the garage roll up where it was. So, that makes sense. I mean, my thought is, let's poll the audience. Like, who's gonna use it? No, not this audience.
Not this audience.
Who's gonna be using it?
Not the voters, just the liberals.
Who's gonna be using it, right?
Yeah, who's gonna be using it?
Yeah, so
I
like,
don't
have you talked to?
Well, how many
employees to find
tractors
out
do you
what
have?
What their thoughts are
I
and
just
stuff,
bought
too.
one
I
for
mean,
$40,000 for Rick's son
So I
to use.
think we need to, people that are using it on a daily basis should have a say.
I think they have.
What are you gonna do with a
Before we get to your
$40,000
opinion, can I ask you a
tractor?
question? The
Maintain
covered
the
work
shit
area,
ass
we've
property
got
here.
3 garage doors.
Yes.
Could we go with 2 and move them over so that you have that straight drive-through with the north and south? Or you feel we need 3?
No, I mean, this is the original design, it was picked 5 or 6 years ago, 4 years ago.
No.
Yeah, no, I was just
That's
wondering if
spending
we
a lot of money.
eliminate the western roll-up,
I don't think I can
move the
afford
other
anymore.
2 to the west,
You
where you
can't.
can line up the southern one with the northern one.
I'm going to the car.
I think we did
But
that.
when you're dealing with tractors and trailers and backing them up and everything else,
For the drive-through.
being able to drive through is a real benefit. That's all I was
don't
trying
get
to accomplish
this
on all 3 of them.
That's what I like to
Was to
There's
get one set of garage
something
doors lined
weird.
line up. We would line one door up, we would fine.
It's a lot
But we
of
wanted to leave that
money.
over, because that space over here, they
We're gonna
want
buy a
to
big
use to store
tractor and
lumber,
put it
right?
in there.
Yeah.
All that lumber on the
What are
left.
they gonna
But
do
we
with
could
the
still
tractor?
line one of the doors up.
Steal our money.
You have your columns out front too, so you gotta remember.
Yeah,
that.
gotta
So
watch the
once you start
My
moving your
money
doors-
didn't wanna pay for that, I'll tell you that. So, hide your tractors and cars.
What would the conditioned workshop be for? Right, is it gonna be like
Why don't we
for
put
equipment
picnic
for
tables in
servicing
it?
vehicles and stuff? So it makes sense to how Rick's got it, because you got grease and you got all he just changed, what I'm getting at is option 1, 2, and 3 have conditional workshop in the same spot. You know what I
I
mean?
don't like
That's what I'm focusing
They
on right
want the
now.
big question.
And it makes sense to have
Well,
that
that's
because you're
the
servicing
big question.
the tractors and the equipment and stuff like that. I get the thought there. I was just thinking having you kind of have both. You've got the drive-through, which is what I was talking about. In the middle, you have conditional workshop, which is for all the equipment for servicing the vehicles, and it makes sense that it's separate from kind of the office space, if you know what I'm saying. And then you also have that corner where they could do they can store stuff. So, my point is I'm kind of changing my mind a little bit. I get what your thought was with that. As long as you have the drive-through. I guess my only other point was in the original design, it has a huge area for maneuvering stuff around.
That's why we wanted it that way. So we
I'm
had
kind of
room-
going back and forth, but
We had room to move stuff around, park another vehicle sideways or something like that, if we had to. That was the original thought, that we had room to move around in there, and we had room to store stuff in there. We could shift stuff around and move stuff, store stuff in there.
I think we have to accomplish both, because I kind of agree with both. Like, we need to figure out, if we decide to do the original, we would need to figure out how to have a corner that stores. But I think it's almost, it's critical to have a drive-through. And I totally get what he's saying too, which is, you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be wanting to back up tractors and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the offsets are terrible.
Yeah.
You can probably, drive
Make
through.
it work.
less curve there.
Well, what about the garage door on that to the left, and then having
Well, they
that corner will be storage where between the conditional workshop and where that garage door would no longer be?
Why don't we just make that workshop a little bit smaller and slip the door over a little bit so it lines up with the other door in the middle?
Well, we could actually move this roll-up door to this side also.
Yeah, and just make this,
And then move this one over here.
Can the public
And then
make a
you have
comment?
Your,
because I'd like to rather keep everything together in one spot instead of a separate thing all the way
But
around.
the thing
Well, it
is,
looks
if you're
pretty
working
big.
on
Maybe I'll
equipment,
just move in the.
let's say the weed eaters and all that stuff, and you got gasoline and all that, do you really want
If you
that
get on
right
council,
next to
I can move in there.
obviously
I don't know.
storage
I
for
don't
the
think
good files and
it's not as
everything,
big as
and for
it
the,
looks.
Not as good as our
restroom
barn.
and everything.
Yeah, it's
I-
not as big
I
as
was
it looks.
surprised at the conditioned workshop being moved, but I think it's a great idea with that, it's got the large roll-up door, and that one would, all of them are gonna have a mezzanine on top, correct? Storage on top. You know, I think that's a real good idea to separate the equipment working,
Yeah.
you know, and get that gasoline and everything, the odors from that process away from the file storage.
Option 2 wouldn't be bad, then take out the optional roll-up door that I showed on there.
That's what I'm saying, and maybe move the personnel door all the way up to where the conditioned workshop is.
Yeah, that could be located anywhere on that wall.
On that wall.
option 3 is where you did that.
You can move in there.
Ron, real quick.
I was
Door
trying
all
to make
kinds
heads
of
and tails
things.
of it, and one thing that you have been discussing up there is, if you're gonna do the 2 drive-through doors, which is a great thing, eventually, in the plans would probably come some kind of a lift, to lift a vehicle. And it's really important to have those doors aligned, because when you start trying to get a car, or a truck, or a trailer between 2 lift columns, and then knowing that you have to offset to leave again, it's really hard. So, and if you have columns on the outside of the overhang, now you have a couple of things that you're trying to line up your vehicle, your trailer to come straight through, straight out again. And it would be nice to have everything on, as far as rooms, storage, on one part of the building, and have 2 drive-throughs. Doors in, right out the back, in, right out the back. You could put one bay for a lift someday. And lifts are good for lawnmowers, for cars, trucks, trailers. They're unbelievable. You'll get use out of it. And then the other one straight through. And then have everything all, and you could also add rooms in once you have it's gonna be a concrete building. You can always add a partition, add a wall, add a second thing. But if you keep everything on one side, 2 straight bays to come through, put a lift on one side, that could be your long-term. Once you're doing something, a vehicle that you're working on for a while, a tear down, it's gonna be out of service for a week, 2 months. You're giving up that spot. Now you're blocking the drive-through. I would do 2 drive-through doors, really well aligned, and then keep all your facilities on one side of the building.
So the only way we can have 2 drive-through doors is the original, right?
Well, the original one had 2 drive-through doors, and then we removed the one, but that was
Because I said so.
Corner, right?
I wanted the corner for storage. I mean, Ron, we're gonna
I broke my
put 2
purse.
pickup trucks and a tractor in there. I mean, as far as big equipment, option 2, you
I
can
like
always
this
put the
little
lift.
purse.
I
But I
don't really
put
see
too much
that
stuff
as
in it.
an eventuality for the town, because you take the trucks to be serviced at the dealer or wherever. You know, I think that's beyond our capability
Where you're gonna have
to
all
have
staff.
mechanics and rebuilding transmissions and things. You know, we don't have that big of a public works department.
Do you sharpen blades on mowers? I mean, do you do oil changes? Do you do change tires? I mean, that's basic stuff.
We gotta plan ahead for the next
I mean, why do we
20,
need it?
30 years. What's going to, what are we going to do then? I mean, the town's not gonna stay this way forever, and we might have bigger equipment. Someday we might have a bigger, I mean, we bought a small tractor, but we might have to change over to a bigger tractor. We might have to change over to a trailer.
Put the lift in
Well, what are you gonna trailer around?
put the lift in front,
What do you-
by the
do with
offices.
these vehicles?
I mean, it's,
That's a one way in and back out?
yeah.
Well, I think we go back to the original with all the doors, with the two
Digging up
doors
some
lined
dirt
up.
someplace, bring it to my house.
And go with that, because then we can drive through, constantly drive through.
If you're on a vehicle with
Shop
towing something
over
in a
here,
trailer.
Yeah.
Putting them all against in one corner is a thing.
I was just wondering if you got any input from the people that are gonna be utilizing the building.
Yeah,
Because that's
who's
really-
gonna be in this building?
Yes. Who is going to be using the building? Is it Rick Hood's son or not?
Stop asking. Wait. Don't ask that.
You can't legally say that. I can't say that. It's Rick Hood's son's the maintenance man.
Fine, we know that.
Everybody here knows.
We know it.
How do you fire someone who lives on town property? You can't. He's already living here.
We can't kick him out, you know, he's got a right to speak, but if you keep interrupting, we can't, okay?
Far be it from me, Your Honor.
We can stop the meeting. We can do this.
I wish you would.
What do you?
I'm going to go to every workshop.
But you can't throw the ballot.
What it does say.
I don't-
the law says
All
you can
right,
remove.
please, we want to get this done, okay?
Yes,
We're
I
waiting
think
on
we're
this.
gonna have
Go out
to-
for bids.
All you.
Please, nobody else from the audience, okay? Audience is out for now.
I'm through
Up
with
here.
it.
So your original
Don't.
thought, just real quick again, so your just thought was you wanted to be able to have one bay drive-through?
Yeah, well, there's two things one thing that I thought was important was a straight drive-through.
Right.
But where do you have that?
Right here.
Okay, you don't want it.
And the other thing that Jason said was important is they had previously talked about having a corner to be able to store, you know, wood signs, materials like that. So I looked at it that if you put the condition workshop up there in the northwest corner, that gave you a corner to store. If you take out the garage doors, that gives you that whole block to store and still be able to drive through. The other garage door still allows you to pull the truck through. Really the difference with option 2 and 3 is the location of the restaurant.
Would you be able to, let's say we did original, we moved the garage roll-up door to the left, so we had a drive, so that you could drive through.
Down
And
there,
could they
making
use
it
that
smaller.
area for storage there, between the conditioned workshop and that outer wall?
We could relocate the roll-up door on this wall, but
That's-
to Tom's point, he was saying, getting the gas and stuff away from the office space.
Yeah.
True.
All right, so then we're.
I think I'm okay with either the thought, with the original thought, and moving the garage door over, or I'm okay with, I like option 1 the best. And the reason why I like option 1 the best is because it gives that storage and workshop area, it gives the most amount of space. Does that make sense? So like, if you look at option 2 and 3, the office break room kind of eats up that storage area. And that storage area, you're gonna wanna have it as big as possible when you got vehicles and stuff going in and out there. So either original or option 1.
Don't
The
argue
thing I didn't like
anymore
about
about it.
option 1 was the cabinet counter, the sink, the break area or whatever is inside the condition storage.
Right. For the.
Now, it could go on the outside of the restroom walls. I mean, you're only looking for a place to, you know, store some water for, you know, employee and stuff like that. So, I mean, it could go. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a room. It
Right.
can go outside the room. So, yeah, that's, option 2 gives you the most condition storage.
Yeah, which I was thinking that we're already running out of room here.
The amount of plans and everything that they have and so forth, and financial documents, they're getting tight on room. So.
Oh, I do, okay, I see that you get more room for the condition storage, I didn't notice that, I just thought it was a restroom thing, so, okay. And find out what your guys.
Keeps all the plumbing on one area.
Is the restroom and a shower? And all these options? Yeah, the only thing that, I like the two separate offices. The office in the break room, like I said, if someone's trying to work, it's kind of.
That's really gonna have it, from what I was told, it's gonna have a desk with a computer.
I want to go home. I'm going outside. I'm tired of hearing about this building.
Oh, that's what they try.
I don't want to hear any more about it.
But then we don't have any room for the sheriff. But
You lose again.
But the code enforcement is on part-time.
Yeah.
So, you know, the sheriff is only gonna be there occasionally.
Yeah, they can
Good
share.
reports.
Why do we have to?
And I mean, the sheriff is only gonna, he's got his own computer, I mean, he just needs a desk to
Space,
sit at,
yeah. Okay, so I'm okay with option two. As long, you know, we have the drive-through, one drive-through, right?
Yes, yes.
Back and forth.
I mean, as far as a lift, you could always put the lift out under the covered space.
Yeah.
And this optional, do you want the optional garage door?
I would eliminate that.
Eliminate it, so you have the corner
So that you have
storage?
a corner storage.
You still got the corners and storage up here on this wall.
Yeah,
Where?
and I'm thinking carrying materials in there, if that's gonna be the storage side.
We can drive straight through and unload it, right next to it.
Yeah.
It says, so if you took the preferred part off of the thing, so it would lean towards it, what's the preferred up there, is that what you guys prefer? What?
That's what I prefer.
Oh, okay, I got you, okay, okay.
But then two other designs come.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm going back to what, you know, we can make suggestions, but, you know, it's gonna be who uses it, right?
All of them.
Yes, okay,
All will work, that's why we get to, I mean, like Tom's saying, move the condition workshop away from office space.
alright, yeah.
That works. It also gives you a full garage door on the outside of the building, so you can back right up into a full garage door. You have that room. You have the other outside garage door